It is a gray, wet day in South Bend, Indiana, but the dome is shining on the campus of the University of Notre Dame. The temperature at 44 degrees and the color of the trees tell us that autumn has arrived in the upper Midwest. Not all that good a weather, perhaps, but good enough for two fine football teams to square off in their 45th meeting. The Fighting Irish have a big edge in the series, but so what? This is a new day, a new year, a new game, and a lot of new players. As you see there, the Irish have won 30, lost only 13 with a tie. Last year, won a ball game 19-9 in Pittsburgh that many people thought perhaps they should not have won. Over the last 4 years, Pittsburgh and Notre Dame have split the 4 games. And so we shall see what we have this year. Looking at Pittsburgh's record, you find that the Panthers have won 4 straight. They are ranked 9th nationally. They beat Tulane, Temple, North Carolina, and Boston College, but they have not been really tested. The Fighting Irish, on the other hand, lost their first 2 ball games. They lost to Missouri and to Michigan, barely to Missouri, roundly to Michigan. Then they have taken successive 4-point victories over Purdue and Michigan State. So we're going to learn a lot about these 2 teams, I think, before this day is done. And this ball game means a great deal, I think, to both these universities and both these teams for a great number of reasons. The stadium, it's full, 59,075 seats. All the tickets have been sold. That's just a number that the Notre Dame people write down automatically over the last 15 years. They sell all the tickets so far in advance, I don't have to worry about it. Hello again, everybody. I'm Keith Jackson. I think it's worth noting, too, that that traditional intemperance of not winning more than you lose at Notre Dame has surfaced already because they probably expected more than they have received so far. But when you are a defending national champion, everybody levels on you. And from here on, it may be, as Dan Vine suggests, a growth time for them. The ball game is important to both Pittsburgh and Notre Dame for several reasons. For one, let's take the simple matter of money. These are independent schools. They do not split the revenue from television with their conferences or anybody else. When they go to a bowl game, they keep all of it and bring it home, and it helps the university in so many ways. And the Pitt Panthers are coming onto the field. The Pitt Panthers, the 1976 national champions, coming in here to South Bend today to play the 1977 national champions Notre Dame. When Pitt played here the last time, they won rather easily behind Tony Dorsett and went on to that national championship. And I think one of the reasons that they were able to claim the national title was the simple reason they came here to South Bend and beat Notre Dame. And when you do that, sir, you have a pretty good leg up on a claim for a quality football team. But let's pursue this point of quality now with Frank Broyles, who joins us today as our analyst and commentator. And Frank, it seems to me that rebuilding that national championship team has to be the biggest problem a coach can ever have.
Well, you can't win a national championship with a lot of good seniors, and they lost 2 great defensive ends, 2 outstanding defensive cornerbacks. And in the past, Notre Dame, Keith, has intimidated other teams' offense. They have been able to rush the passer, jump on a man-to-man pass defense. They can't do it now. They can't get the rush. They don't have the speed. They can't play man-to-man pass defense. Therefore, they've had a very porous defense in their first 4 ball games.
Pittsburgh, on the other hand, has been an inconsistent offensively team, but defensively they pretty well. And I tell you, that number 99 that plays defensive end for Pittsburgh is a horse and a half. This fella, Green, Hugh Green.
He is number 99. He's the most exciting defensive player on the field. He's the one that they depend upon making the big play, stopping another team's drive by tackling the passer for a loss, causing a fumble by penetrating in the backfield. He's all over the football field.
And Bob Golick for Notre Dame looks to be the anchor man. He and Mike Calhoun defensively for the Fighting Irish.
Bob Golick is an All-American. He leads the team in tackle. But more than this, today, he has to be a leader. Notre Dame are questioning their own defense right now, and today will test their tail because they need to be able to rally together, and Bob Golick is the key to it.
But you've got to be able to possess the ball in order to win. I know that's the thing that ran through your mind through the years that you coached. I know that every head coach in the world says if we keep the ball, they can't score. And the opposition has been sitting on the ball against Notre Dame this year.
They have made long drives. Michigan State completed 15 passes against Notre Dame in the 4th quarter. They made 2 drives, 83 and 98 yards. Notre Dame can't get the football. And you cannot score unless your defense gets the football for you in good field position.
We're also playing here at Notre Dame Stadium on real grass. That might be a factor as the Roar Bills and the Fighting Irish wearing the green shirts come on the field.
The grass will make a difference because Pittsburgh has small backs, and they say they're not going to be able to run up the middle, and they've got to be able to get outside. And the cleats today have been reduced to a half an inch to avoid injuries. They used to be 3/4 of an inch, and this makes a difference to a team playing on grass for the first time. They can't make those cuts.
So it is a pivotal ball game this afternoon for Pittsburgh and for Notre Dame. And the Fighting Irish, wearing the green shirts, will be on against the Panthers in just a moment.
You gonna try and do that to me?
Yep. That's the pros, man. The only pleasure you have to look forward to is a dip of skull.
We'll see. Have a dip.
I started with mild happy days, and I'll stay with it.
Smokeless is the only way to go.
Just a pinch between my cheek and gum gives me great tobacco taste without lighting up. And leaves my hands free.
You gotta catch me first.
Try roping him. With a little practice, these guys just might make it.
Let yourself go to Pizza Hut. Go for new super style.
More sausage.
More cheese. Our new super style pizzas are a whole lot more.
More pepperoni. More mushrooms.
More of your favorite toppings than ever before.
More everything.
Let yourself go to Pizza Hut. Go for new super style. New super style from now on.
Every Chevy Fleetside pickup has 2 walls of steel. We're cutting this truck in half to show you just how much steel that means. In the hood, 2 steel walls. In the tailgate, 2 steel walls. Looking at it from another angle, you'll find 2 steel walls in the fender, in the door, and in the box. Chevy Fleetside pickups are tough. Any way you slice them.
Chevy trucks, built to stay tough.
Looking down from the Goodyear blimp, the Airship America out of Houston, Texas, providing the picture for you here on ABC at Notre Dame Stadium. No, they cannot enlarge it. It was built this way and designed in part by Newt Rockney, and it's going to stay this way. And we are ready to go with the 45th meeting between Pittsburgh and Notre Dame. The Panthers won the toss. They elect to kick off. And Randy Harrison, number 10, is one of the deep men back there for the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. The other man is number 44, David Mitchell, who is at a deep back position. So Dan Devine and his coaching staff still looking for certain combinations. And here's the kickoff by Dave Trout. On a wet day, it's fumbled in the end zone, and Mitchell puts it down, and, you know, his foot was almost on the goal line. And Pittsburgh is objecting. They thought that he stepped out of the end zone, but he apparently did not. Joe Montana at quarterback. Fergus Ferguson is one of the running backs. Jerome Hebbins has been the workhorse for the Fighting Irish. And Jim Stone has been moved to a flanker position. Chris Haynes remains a wide receiver. Putting Stone outside at that flanker will give the Irish a little more speed at that position, and a fellow who is perhaps more gifted at working one-on-one in the open field running. First play of the ball game as Montana sets him unbalanced right side out of the I formation. It goes to the up back, and it's Hebbins carrying the ball, a 204-pound senior out of East St. Louis, Illinois, and he gets about 1.5 yards, maybe 2. Martinovich is the tackle for Notre Dame. Jim Hoffman is at guard, big senior out of Cincinnati. Dave Huffman, All-American center. Tim Huffman, his younger brother, is a horse at the other guard. Tim Foley at tackle, and Dennis Grindiger is the tight end out of Dallas, Texas. Second down and 8 from the 22 of Notre Dame. They send Stone in motion. Delaney goes to cover it. Their movement along the left side. The offensive front of Notre Dame, number 63, Hartman, picked up his hand. He moved, drew the Pitt defensive man offside. And as a result, Notre Dame is subject here to an illegal procedure penalty of 5 yards if Pittsburgh elects to take it. And it looks like the Panthers do want it. Defensively, the Panthers have DeCiccio, Meisner, Logan, Neal, and Green. Linebackers are Pelusi and Chesley, and the defensive secondary, Marsh, Heath, Balzer, and Delaney has gone back to his old position defensively for the Pitt Panthers. Pete Palace is in now. He's a senior out of Yakima, Washington at the fullback position. The lone remaining back on second down and long. The pass to the sideline by Joe Montana is overthrown. He had Stone out there as a receiver, but he just simply threw it over his head.
Stone has just moved to flanker. He's been their backup running back. They've lacked speed at the flanker positions, and this is handicapped Montana. He's been disappointing all year to himself because he hadn't had the receivers that they had last year.
So it is third down now, and 13 yards to go with Dave Mitchell back in at the fullback position. They line up in the I formation. They send Stone in motion. Montana hands it inside to the fullback, Mitchell. And Mitchell is in now at the 20, and so Pittsburgh, choosing to kick off after they won the toss, have held Notre Dame with the help of that 5-yard penalty at the 20-yard line, and the Panthers should get good field position.
They took the win, and they wanted, in this tough ball game, that Notre Dame handle it first. They got more confidence in their defense, probably than doing the offense at this stage of the season.
Joe Restick is deep to punt. Gordon Jones is the deep, JoJo Heath it is, the deep man to receive it for the Panthers. That's going to probably be 5 yards for delay of the game against the Fighting Irish. That buzzer went off on the back judge's wristwatch, and that'll back him up 5 here. So JoJo Heath, in the meantime, will move up another 5. He's standing back at his own 45-yard line. So the Panthers figure to get a real good field position now.
That's the advantage of kicking off when you have a big win. If you can stop them, Keith, you've got to get your first possession at the close to the 50 rather than your own 20.
There's Heath. And he is fully capable of breaking the big one. Restick got a 35.4 punting average. Standing back near his goal line, hits it at the 5, gets it away. It's a knuckleball, comes upfield, takes a Notre Dame bounce, and it's going to roll dead right around the 41-yard line of Pittsburgh. So the Panthers get it first down just outside their own 40 with Rick Trocano come out at quarterback, Rooster Jones at halfback, Fred Jacobs, the other running back, Ralph Still is the flanker, and the brilliant Gordon Jones, the wide receiver. Number 24. You look out for him. Notre Dame has been burned by the forward pass this year. In fact, Michigan State's Ed Smith gave them fits last week. Let's put this football at the 40. It's closer to the 40 than the 41. And here's the first play for the Panthers. Trocano hands it off inside. And Rooster Jones jumps right in the middle of that big pile of green jerseys and gets about 3 yards out near the 43. Ed Gallagher is a tackle. Dan Fiddler is a guard. At center, it's Walt Brown playing with a sore ankle. Matt Carroll, a senior right guard and a good one. Mark May, a youngster at tackle for the Panthers. And Steve Gosted, a very good tight end. Gordon Jones is in motion. They come to the boundary side. Trocano turns it up to the 46-yard line. And that's going to bring up third down and 4 with Jay Case, the defensive end, making the stop. Now, Hankard, the right defensive end, was a linebacker a year ago. Case, the left defensive end, was a tackle a year ago. Heimkreider and Leopold are flanking Golick at the linebacking positions with Weston and Calhoun in the middle defensively for Notre Dame. And Calhoun, out of Austintown, Ohio, has been just simply outstanding from day one. But the other fellows are still learning their positions. Jeff Weston's history has been one of injury here at Notre Dame. Frustrating for him. On 3rd and 4, it's Rooster Jones diving short. As he tried to cut back, he lost his footing, and remember this, that Frank made the point that the cleats are only a half-inch now. The Panthers are playing on real grass here at Notre Dame, and instead of running those sharp corners, you sort of run around the corners.
You certainly do, Keith. It's a big difference for a team playing most of the games on artificial turf and then having to play on grass.
Mitchell and Harrison are deep, and Gasparovic is in the punt for Pittsburgh. Averaging right at 38 yards. He hits a low knuckleball right at Randy Harrison, 21, retreating, runs into trouble. And he ran straight back down the field. He was up at the 21, but they drop him back at the 9. So the old straight line system doesn't work much there for the Fighting Irish.
Danish heritage of American brewed Tuborg Gold. Never go for bronze or silver. Live to make the most of every day. Go for the gold. Then taste the triumph of Danish brewing. Tuborg Gold.
You make the most of every day.
Thanks for the tour, fellas. Man, it's dark and dirty down in that mine. But Ken here drives home in the cleanest car you ever saw. And every time he fills it up with gas, he has a can of STP gas treatment. Because it gets in there and helps keep that carburetor clean. And that's the way this young man likes it. I take good care of what works hard for me. So for my car, it's STP.
House, yeah.
Another look down onto Notre Dame Stadium. With Captain Don Woolley out of Dallas, flying the airship America with our ABC camera crew aboard. And Notre Dame in the hole, first down at the 9-yard line with Palace at fullback. Stone, the flanker. They give it off inside, and boy, I tell you, there is some whacking and cracking as number 32, Vegas Ferguson, carries the ball, and David Logan, the middle guard, just plowed him under at the 10-yard line. The referee today is Glenn Fortin out of the Big Ten. Art White out of the Big Ten is the head linesman. The field judge is Jerry Menz out of the Big Ten. Then you have Donald McDonald, major independent, with Joe Carroll as the line judge, and the back judge is Joe Dorenzo. Joe Montana brings him up now with Jerome Heavens lined up in the tailback position, and he played quite a bit there last week. They send Stone in motion again on 2nd down and 9. Give it to Heavens, and Heavens is down as the turf slides out from under him, making his cut up across the 11 to the 12. Bill Neal, a 245-pound sophomore out of Collegeville, Pennsylvania. Notre Dame's statistics on the year at 2-2, and you see there in total yards, I don't ever remember since Ara Parseghian rebuilt the football program here at Notre Dame that the opposition has been that close to him statistically.
That is a real change.
3rd down and a little more than 8 yards as Montana rolls. He's got some room, but he throws, and the pass is incomplete, and he threw right into double coverage, and there is something that's haunted Montana all year long. He has been forcing the ball. And that time, trying to force it into Chris Haynes between 2 defenders, Frank, was doubly dangerous.
Yes, he could have run the ball and made the first down as he was rolling out. Haynes is drifting across the middle. He's open momentarily. The ball comes right in front and makes a big play. That's a fine defensive effort.
So Notre Dame in the hole will kick on 4th down and 9, just outside the 10. Restic gets very little pressure and gets a much better kick away as JoJo Heath backs up and calls fair catch. And once again, Pittsburgh has the ball and very good field position at the 47-yard line. Now, that was a 42-yard punt, and the best kick we've had so far in the game, and that was the 3rd punt we've had so far in the game.
And both teams made a mistake in the kicking game. Pittsburgh let the first punt hit and rolled 20 yards. Instead of having a first down to 20, they had 40. They had their own 40. And then Notre Dame safety ran back on a short punt and lost 15 yards.
They're the defensive unit for Notre Dame, as you see there. And here come the Panthers again, with still wide to the open side of the field. Trocano back to throw the ball. He puts it up, and it is complete to Gostad, the tight end. Kind of an interesting thing downfield. Heimkreider, number 58, a linebacker, came in and took the legs out from under Gordon Jones in the secondary. I mean, he just sawed him down.
That is a legal technique to block a receiver before the ball is thrown. You must do it with someone in the front. You can see Jones right here, number 24. It gets blocked right down on the ground. And then, of course, the man trailing across was open.
Gostad, 11 yards, first down. Pittsburgh at the Notre Dame 43. And Freddie Jacobs, number 44, takes it inside the 40 to the 37-yard line. And the Panthers now showing some movement along the offensive front. They're able to contain Notre Dame so far, as Golick has not been able to penetrate, nor has Heimkreider. Let's take a look at Heimkreider here.
Here's Heimkreider, who's one of their very fine defensive linebackers. He's dropping, double covering, something that Notre Dame hasn't done this year. The flare pass to Jacobs, and he makes the play and grabs a face mask, momentarily only.
And got away with it. The football now is at the 37-yard line of Notre Dame. And it's 2nd down and 4. Trocano, Rooster Jones, and he skitters down the sidelines, and he is close to a first down. Pascagoula, Mississippi, the Rooster.
That was a little bit unusual defense for Notre Dame. Normally, their ends who play on all fours are very vulnerable to the option play and have a difficult time slow playing it. But he slow played it that time. and they made a nice game.
What do you mean slow played it?
Slow play, it means cat and mouse. You just make the quarterback make a decision, then you try to react to it. Normally, they come in collision, the quarterback.
Double tight end alignment now, as you saw Pitt stats on the year. Third down and about the length of the football for a first down. Give it away to Jacobs, and Freddie pops it out of there nicely across the 30, gets all the way to the Fighting Irish 29. First down for the Panthers, and he ran right behind Matt Carroll, the right guard.
Matt Carroll is only 270 pounds, and he got some good movement, and Jacobs kind of sneaked in behind him. He's only about 5'9". Most of the Notre Dame players didn't know where the ball was.
First down. 29 for the Panthers. And Tucano fumble. The ball is loose. Irish get it. Joe Restic. Defensive back had come up to the line of scrimmage, saw the ball pop out of there, and let's look into the pile and see who knocked it loose. Watch Golick now. He's playing the center head up.
Golick just stops the center's charge, releases, and moves to the football, and hits the ball carrier before he's ready to be hit, and the ball pops right out.
And so the Irish get the turnover from the Panthers, and here they go. First down from their own 18-yard line. That's the best field position they've had since the opening kickoff. And it's Vegas Ferguson trying to get outside. He gets to the 23 for about 5 yards before he's taken down by Jeff Delaney. Dan Devine, the coach of the Irish. Last year, we were here for the Notre Dame USC game. All of a sudden, out of the tunnel came the Fighting Irish wearing the green shirts, and the place fell apart. And they trounced USC.
And they won the national championship after that. Didn't lose a game.
Started the year wearing the green this year. No score in the game here in the first quarter. Second down and 5 Irish. Ferguson again. He cuts back at the 25, goes down at the 26. He slipped more than anything else. Playing on the grass here, and the turf was covered last night. They rolled it off this morning, and I thought if there was going to be a soft area on the field, it would be along the sidelines as they roll the water away, but they're not getting awfully good traction, it appears, out in the middle.
The tar sucks moisture up, Keith, and that's what's affecting the players right now.
8:20 to go, first quarter, no score. Third down and 2 for the Irish. Handed off inside, nothing doing. No sirree. 51, Belusi, linebacker, Pitt, boom. Ferguson's flat of his back, and it'll bring up 4th down. Oh, did he plenty.
That was a good play. Pittsburgh used a multiple defense where they slant charge and fire the linebackers trying to give a bad play, and they've been very successful so far.
Heath is deep now to receive the punt from Restic. In the Purdue game, Joe came to the stadium on crutches, punted, left the stadium on crutches. Beautiful. Super kick. Heath all the way back to the 22. Gets a block. And comes back close to the 30. So that's a 49-yard putt with a 5-second hang time, a 6-yard return, no score, 7:39 to play first quarter.
This is it.
This is it, America, the new Chevrolet.
America, if you're looking for a full-size car that goes easy on the gas.
This is it.
And easy on the road.
This is it.
A car with all kinds of room inside.
This is it.
The new Chevrolet, a new generation car bought and embraced by more than 1 million people in its first 2 years. Caprice and Impala for 1979.
This is it, America, the new Chevrolet.
As a State Farm agent, when people come into my office and sign an application for insurance, my job is just beginning. There's no sitting back and putting the file away.
Agent Vince Grammarosa talks about State Farm service.
We're continually reviewing their protection. We're continually talking to them. It's on a personal service basis from day to day, month to month. We never forget the people.
And like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
The membership of the National Federation of State High School Associations coordinates interscholastic programs for about 20,000 schools. Millions of boys and girls enjoy the programs and are educated through them. Support school activities programs in your community. They are the other half of education.
Call it the the 29-yard line of Pittsburgh. Panthers with the ball. First down, no score. Handoff to Rooster Jones and a sweep. Golick right there. Lost. Back to the 28. Middle linebacker Bob Golick slashing in.
Stop by Bob Golick.
Bob Golick is an All-American, and he keeps his shoulders parallel the line of scrimmage so that he can fill the hole wherever he's needed. And he saw a little gap, and he penetrates and makes the play in the backfield exactly like coaches want him to do it.
Second down, 11, Pittsburgh. They're inside the 29. They were outside the 29. Still, number 88, wide to the left, flanked out of the picture. Turcano wants to throw, looks for Jones, forces it, intercepted. Notre Dame's ball, 39-yard line of Pitt. Tom Gibbons made the play. Turcano did just exactly what I said. He forced it.
Tom Gibbons is a new starter for him. It's a quick look-in pass, and when he's not open, don't force it. Gibbons jumps right on Jones, and here he comes in front of him and makes the play. Dives right in front of him and holds on to it. Watch him fall, but protect that football.
And so the Fighting Irish defense gives the offense an opportunity. Pitt turned it over twice on a fumble and an interception. First down Irish. Pitt 39-yard line. Montana looking for the big one right off the bat. He's going down in the corner. He throws it deep. It is Stone out there. He can't hold it. Jim Stone had his hands on it, but couldn't hang on as he got in behind Mike Balzer and was ahead of JoJo Heath.
Beautiful throw and an excellent pattern. He had one step. The ball came down, but right in front of him. You can see Stone running the fly pattern, and watch when he catches the ball. When he dives for it, no, he didn't quite hold it. I thought maybe his arms knocked the ball free, but he never got control of it.
Stone is out of the lineup now to get a breather. Second down and 10, Notre Dame. In at that flanker position for the Fighting Irish, number 31. The handoff, meantime, goes inside, and there's not much gain there as Pete Holohan had come in replacing Stone. David Logan jams up Jerome Evans. And Evans moves from the 39 down to the 36. Next week, we're going to have a doubleheader for you. The games will be at 12:30 Eastern and 4 Eastern. And we invite you to check the local listing. And why I'm hedging on it is very simply we're going to fetch around the country and find the two best games we can. And a lot will depend on who wins and who loses this weekend. We'll have a couple of good ones for you next week. Third down and 7. And Montana throws short. And the pass is complete. It's coming out of the backfield. Number 45, Pete Pallas. And Pallas goes rumbling all the way down inside the 15-yard line.
Beautiful execution of the fullback. The first person Montana faked to was the fullback, and he slips out in the flat. Linebacker just got lost on the play. Here it is. He's going to step to the right, and the reason the play is open is the delayed fake to the tailback going up the middle. The linebacker reacted to him. Now Boss is wide open.
First down, Notre Dame. Pittsburgh 13-yard line. Irish threatening. On a turnover, they took it at the Pitt 39. Jerome Evans. Big gainer over the left side down to about the 7-yard line. This program brought to you as a special exclusive of ABC Sports. It's noontime. Let's pause 5 seconds to allow our local stations to identify themselves.
Channel 7, KGO TV, San Francisco.
Hope you're enjoying your lunch. Pittsburgh with 2 turnovers. Big factors in this ball game right now as Notre Dame is threatening to get on the scoreboard first. At the 7, second down. They can get a first down at the 3. Evans is lined up out of the eye behind Pallas. Holohan wide to the right. Evans got some room. Good, sure tackle. Fumbles the ball. They call him down. Coming up out of the secondary was JoJo Heath with a good solid tackle at the 5-yard line. The ball squirted loose, but they ruled he was down.
You can see on the replay that Evans breaks outside. The blocking was to go off tackle, but he just took it upon himself to go out the front door, and then he was tackled and the ball was fumbled, but the referee, you can see him marking it dead right there.
They mark him at the 4-yard line. They need really about 3/4 of a yard for a first down. Evans is out now, and Vegas Ferguson is in at the tailback position for the Irish. They're strong right. Montana keeps, dives, goes in behind Huffman, the 2 Huffmans and Houtman, and gets a first down. It'll be first and goal to go for the Fighting Irish.
Oh, how the momentum shifted on the 2 turnovers, Keith. Football is a game of momentum. When you've got it, you've got to keep it and get some points on the scoreboard. They had their chance, but they turned it over.
Jerome Evans comes in. He'll play at the fullback position. Ferguson's going to come out now, and Evans will go to the tailback. Well, they split the backs this time. New formation for the Irish. On first and goal from inside the 3. And the way he went skittering in there looked like he might not have had control of the ball. The fullback, Pete Pallas, carried it. JoJo Heath among the white shirts there to greet him. And Pallas is a little game as he comes up, so he'll hobble off the field.
Keith, he didn't have possession, but he gained it as he was falling. But JoJo Heath, the cornerback, fired from the outside. He was unblocked because he's unaccounted for by the blockers. It made the play.
The football is sitting at the 2-yard line. Second down and goal to go for Notre Dame with Ferguson and Evans, the setbacks. And it's Evans. And he scores. Touchdown, Notre Dame.
Tackle play, but the cut is the big thing. Watch him and see a little daylight, lower that shoulder, and dive for the goal line. Good blocking on the left side of Notre Dame's line.
Greg Knappel holds. Joe Eunice kicks. Point is good. With 4 minutes and 14 seconds to play in the first quarter, Notre Dame intercepts Pittsburgh, takes it 39 yards to lead 7-0.
For over 30 years, people have been buying Poland chainsaws.
Wouldn't use anything but a Poland.
Poland, Ed. Poland.
And for over 30 years, they've been mispronouncing our name.
Poland. Po.
So we'd like to remind you that our name is Poland. And for a tough, dependable chainsaw, Poland is the only name you need to remember, no matter how you pronounce it.
Poland.
The Goodyear Tiempo is the all-year radial proved last year.
It's a snow tire in the winter, it's a rain tire spring and fall, it's a sun tire in the summer, it's the one that does it all.
Here in Oregon, only fools and newcomers would predict weather. That's why I bought Tiempo tires.
I haven't had any problems with my Tiempos all last year, wet ice or snow.
The Goodyear Tiempo steel-belted radial, one tire you can drive with confidence all year.
Notre Dame leading 7-0 now will kick off. And kicking off will be Chuck Mayle, senior out of Mishawaka, Indiana. That's a community just almost walking distance from Notre Dame campus. Gordon Jones is deep. Booms it. Gordon's got it. Fumble. Well, when he fumbled it, he lost his real opportunity to get it back upfield. He did get 15 yards. Time is out. A Pitt man is down on the field. It looks like it might be Carlton Williamson, who was one of the deep receivers back there. Or, excuse me, a Notre Dame man also down. The Pitt man's up and off the field now, but the Irishman is down. That's number 40 for Notre Dame, who was shaken up as he came down to cover. That's Steve Cicci. So Cicci is shaken up on the play. Time is out in his behalf with 4:08 to go in the first quarter. ABC's NFL Monday Night Football this week at 9 Eastern Time. The Chicago Bears and the Denver Broncos. A big interconference clash, and one of the highlights, I think, will be having Alan Page joining the Chicago Bears, coming over from the Minnesota Vikings. He might help shore up some of that Chicago defense. When you go to Mile High Stadium to play the Broncos, you better have a lot of defense.
Page was one of the best pass rushers in the history of college football. Played right here at Notre Dame.
Heck of a guy. He's got his law degree now. He's about ready to start practicing law. Here comes Cicci out of the ball game. He's walking off under his own power, starting to jog a little bit now, so he'll get pumped up, and I hope he'll be back before the day is done. That Notre Dame drive of 39 yards, 8 plays for the touchdown to put them on top 7-0 required 2 minutes and 46 seconds. But remember, the Panthers were on the move when they fumbled the ball away and got it back and then threw the interception. So let's see if the Panthers can hitch up the belt and get something going. First down from their own 18-yard line. Inside, Freddie Jacobs. And Pittsburgh does not have, and we'll say it again, and those of you who did not have a chance to see our telecast involving Pitt and North Carolina, they do not have the big back. They've got a lot of little scooters back there.
They're about, Keith, both Jacobs and Jones are 5'9", 10, 165, 70 pounds, and they will admit, the coaches of Pittsburgh admit, they have little chance of running inside unless it's misdirection or draw plays or traps, and they've got to gamble by going outside and passing.
Still comes to the left, open side. Jones goes to the boundary side. It's 2nd down and 8 from the 20. Rick Trocano throws it. He has Gostad wide open. And Steve Gostad goes for a first down for Pittsburgh at the 36-yard line as Restic made the tackle. And Joe might have been the last man. That's a 17-yard pickup.
Here's the replay. It was the counter option pass, and he changed the play at the line when he saw Notre Dame jump into a gap 8. When the linebacker rushed, obviously Gostad is wide open and makes a big play.
He is a good, solid, dependable receiver for a tight end. Let's move it on close to the 37. First down, Panthers. Trocano to throw again. As a man, passes off the fingertips of Ralph Still, the flanker, going to the sidelines, and he was trying to take it out right at the first down marker, but couldn't hang on to it.
The reason they went to Still, the secondary rolled weak to cover Jones, double cover. They're a great receiver, and it left one-on-one coverage short, and it was a good effort, but the pass was a little bit off target.
2 minutes and 53 seconds to play in the first quarter. Notre Dame leads by a score of 7-0. 2nd down, 10 Panthers from their own 37. This time Jones is to the left and Still is to the right. Gostad's open, but the quarterback can't see him, and Jay Case is the first of the Fighting Irish to get to the quarterback with Hankard coming in to help. So the two ends that time pinched him and got it.
Well, the receivers, as you said, he stayed with Jones a little bit too long, and Gostad was open, and he didn't find him, and that's been his problem all year long. By then, the defense got to him, and you give credit to the pass secondary for allowing the rush to get to the receiver.
It's a heck of a lot easier to see it up here, though, than it is down there.
Yes.
Loss of 10. 3rd down, 20. He may just put it up. No, sir. He was hit as he released the ball, but it's an incompleted forward pass because his arm clearly was moving forward. But they're not going to call it.
They called it the other way, Keith.
Well, it was Calhoun that hit him. Golick coming in, but I thought clearly his arm was, watch here.
His arm was up and moved forward, and should have been incomplete pass. The referee was behind it and missed it.
Well, so be it. Here's the punt by Gasparovic. Big rush, kick is away. Harrison has it at his 46, comes back to the Pittsburgh 49. That's a 33-yard punt.
First team that scores in a game like this, Keith, has a decided advantage. Notre Dame got points on the scoreboard. They have the momentum, and Pittsburgh looks a little bit down at this time.
Say that one more time. You thought that should have been an incomplete forward pass?
Incomplete forward pass.
Yeah. Didn't know if I was getting goofy or not.
No, sir. That was the way it should have been called.
First down and 10. Call it the 48-yard line. It's Jerome Heavens caught after he picks up a yard, and guess who? Hugh Green coming from the other side.
Watch the isolation on this. Hugh Green, second-team All-American as a freshman, number 99. Jim Foley's blocking on him, who's one of the best football players in America, 265. But watch him stymie him. That's what you want. Stymie him right there and release and go out with the quickness and grab the ball carrier and throw him to the ground. What a player.
Now they send Green to the other side as they flip-flop him around, depending on the offensive set by Notre Dame. 2nd down and 9 from the Pitt 47. They give it inside to Jerome Heavens, and Heavens runs it down to the 45, where Jeff Belusi, the linebacker, leads the defensive play for Pittsburgh. 86, Greg Meisner was very much in evidence there, too. It was astounding to me, as you see the time running down toward the end of the first quarter, how much weight Meisner added last year and this year.
He was an end, and he picked up about 35 pounds. They moved to tackle him, and he's become a regular.
3rd down and 7. for Notre Dame from the Pitt 45. Montana has it to throw it. Has all day over the middle, and it is incomplete. The defender and the intended receiver ran together, and both went down in a heap. Willie Marsh ran with Dean Mastak, and they just simply collided, and both of them fell down, and the ball sailed away.
I thought the official might have dropped the flag,
Yeah,
but
me
he
too.
reacted immediately as an incomplete pass and no penalty.
Restic the punt. He's kicked 3 times, averaging 45 yards in the game. JoJo Heath is deep for Pittsburgh. Not much pressure. Kick is away. Shooting it for the corner. JoJo's over, and it takes a Notre Dame bounce. Rolls around on the 10, and that's where it is. And so the Panthers are going to start in the hole with 18 seconds to go in the first quarter. On ABC's Wide World of Sports today at 5 Eastern and Pacific, 4 Central, United States versus Cuba in amateur boxing. It's third time the two teams have met. Big feature, of course, is Jimmy Clark going against Teo Stevenson. And you'll also see Clint Jackson, a 7-time American national champion. That's ABC's Wide World of Sports today over most of these stations. Ball is put at the 10-yard line for the Panthers' first down. Be careful, country. Jones to the tight side, still to the wide side. Trocano hands it to Jacobs. Lost a yard. Oh, they'll mark him beyond the 10, I believe. So Golick is playing the center head up here. Now watch him, 55.
Watch him just take the offensive center and throw him away and go over and make the play.
First quarter is over. And after 15 minutes of play at Notre Dame Stadium, it's the Fighting Irish 7 and Pittsburgh nothing.
Welcome to our people-pleasing places. Mr. Carlin, your briefcase. We are people-pleasing places.
Holiday Inn hotels are #1 in the world with the best standards.
Everything all right, sir? Everything's just fine.
People-pleasing standards to help make your trip successful.
Wherever you go in this whole big traveling world.
We want to make you comfortable.
Holiday Inn is #1 in people-pleasing.
A lot of cars are like pizzas. To get a lot on them, you gotta pay a lot extra. But not the 1979 Chevy Chevette. It comes with a lot already on it. Chevette ignores the pizza principle. With it, you get an AM radio, reclining bucket seats, console, white striped tires, and more, all at no extra cost. So avoid the pizza principle.
Hi, Richie.
Get a car with a lot already on it. Get the best-selling small car in America, Chevy Chevette. It's a lot of car for the money.
Hi, Richie.
Hi, kid.
Hey, I've played some tough courses, but how's this for being in the rough? Here, Texaco is getting more oil out of the ground by heating it with steam. Techniques like this are helping us get more energy for you. Here's another tough course. This water hole is 260 feet deep, 70 miles out in the Gulf. But Texaco is getting the oil out here, too. At Texaco, we're using our energy to get you more energy. We're working to keep your trust.
Pittsburgh has the ball back at the 10-yard line, and they're down in the end where the Notre Dame students are located primarily. Here comes the noise. Trocano steps back, throws quickly to Gordon Jones, and there are 3 green shirts out there to welcome him, and they shove him out of bounds, short of the first down marker. As we begin the second quarter of play, a look at Gordon.
Here's Jones on the out pattern, 1-on-1 coverage, so the pass must be open. They're not going to force him up close and try to stop the short passes. They'll do it with underneath coverage with an end dropping off. So he's going to make about 7 or 8 yards.
And that big horse Golick right out there helping, too.
Yes, sir.
It is third down and a long 2 for Pittsburgh. Larry Sims is in the backfield. Jacobs has it, and he gets the first down as he comes out to the 21-yard line. Good solid run there by Jacobs as Heimkreiter, the linebacker, made the tackle. First quarter numbers read this way.
3 first downs for Pittsburgh and 2 for Notre Dame. For the first down. 34 yards passing for Pitt, 22 for Notre Dame. 2 turnovers, the big difference by Pitt.
Out beyond the 21, first down Panthers. Got Bostad in motion. Pitch is outside to Jacobs, and Freddie running hard is out to the 28. He picks up 6, close to 7 yards before Joe Restic makes the tackle. That's the son of the Joe Restic who coaches Harvard.
Fred Jacobs has got a lot of speed, but they're still lacking. Pittsburgh still lacking a good, tough inside run. Got a couple of freshmen, Keith. They said they might play today.
Bostad again in motion. Sims has it. No place for Larry to go. Golick outside, leading the play with Heimkreider coming to help. Notre Dame linebackers have been very, very important defensively so far today.
Golick is at linebacker, number 55. He reads the play, forcing inside, and when Tricano pitches out, look at the speed, 6'3", 245 pounds, and he just wrestles him right to the ground. What a player.
At the 27-yard line, they've got to go close to the 32 for the first down. Let's call it third down and short 5. Double wide, left side for the Panthers. Tricano throws it short. Rooster Jones, the halfback, out of the backfield. Gets his first down as he comes up close to the 34-yard line. Bobby Leopold made the tackle for Notre Dame, but it was a good job of tough running one-on-one by Rooster Jones.
You can see Tricano dropping back, looking for Jones. When he's covered, he very wisely drops the ball off right to the back, slipping out of the backfield, Jones, and he very much on his own makes the first down right here.
From the 30, close to the 34. First down. Bostad again, motions the other way. Ready, Jacobs. Golick and Leopold just sawed him down.
Keith, it's easy for the linebackers when he doesn't anticipate any play up the middle. He's just going to move right with the quarterback, right with the backs, and he's out there at the same time the back can get there. He's just as close to that point as the off halfback is. Got to pin him down with something inside, or he'll go up and down the field and make nearly every play.
Ball is just over the 35-yard line. Second down, 8. Pass to the sidelines is good to Gordon Jones. He steps on the chalk at the 40. That's short of the first down. It's going to be third down and short yardage now for the Panthers. They'll need about 4.
Driven out of bounds by Gibbon.
Just get some momentum. They need to make another first down, 3rd and 4. Keeping that ball, then they can get up close to midfield and open up the offense a little more to Jones. Possibly.
They're able to continue that little short stuff, though. Peck, 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 peck. All of a sudden, that big Jones can fly away from him.
Well, he's something else, and when he gets the ball on his arm, he's the best runner on the field.
This fella Still's not too bad either. He's a runner. That's Freddie Jacobs. He has no place to go. Jacobs just had no chance because John Hankard was riding him like a horse. And it'll bring up 4th down and 4, and the Panthers will have to punt it.
It's easy to play the option play when the back faking up is not going to have the ball, but at very few times you can ignore it and go to the pitch.
Dave Weimer back there this time along with Randy Harrison. And the punt by Gasparovich. It's a good one. Weimer back to the 21. Fumble, and Harrison covers it. So Pitt almost knocks the ball loose and comes up with it. Back at inside the 15-yard line on a 39-yard punt. 11:24 to go, first half.
When you take off on a Trans-International Airlines charter flight, you're taking off with us.
When you go to see a United Artists movie, you're going to the movies with us.
When you come to budget to rent a car, you're coming to us.
We're Transamerica, the people in the pyramid. We serve you through many different companies, but we stand for just one thing: first-rate service at a fair price. From every Transamerica company, every time.
With 30,000 helpful hardware men, it's a snap to shop at Ace. For national brands you like, Ace is the place.
By joining our buying power together, we can bring you low prices on lots of things, from paint to housewares to power tools and more. And at Ace, you get the helpful advice we're famous for. So come on in and make it snappy.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware man.
amateur boxing's best. The Cubans with heavyweight Teofilo Stevenson challenge the United States. Coming up on ABC's Wide World of Sports.
Dan Devine and his record at Notre Dame, a national championship team a year ago. Right now, his ball club is backed up near the 13-yard line, first down. 11:24 to go in the first half, and the Irish lead 7-0. Sends Stone in motion, taken away inside, and Jerome Evans has broken it big. Jerome is thrown out of bounds by Willie Marsh, and all of a sudden, Notre Dame is out of trouble as they get a little scuffle on the sidelines across the way. That's a 24-yard gallop by Evans.
He hit the weakness of the defense. Pittsburgh, a multiple defensive team. They jump in the gaps, and when you pop the middle, watch it right here, a little trap right up the middle. The left guard's going to pull and trap the defensive left tackle, and there's the gap. Of course, Evans shows a little running ability in that open field for a fullback, too, as he's approaching the all-time leading Notre Dame rusher.
Well, a scuffle over on the sidelines, and Dan Devine was all the way out on the field. He's arguing that Pittsburgh should have been penalized for what happened on the far side. But Dan's still out on the field, too. Now he's being told to get out of the way, but he walks off and gets away without a flag.
Oh, so that can fire your team up. That can fire your team up.
The football is now out at the 33-yard line, and there's a penalty flag as Montana throws it. Another penalty flag. The pass is complete to Evans, and he's all the way down to the Pittsburgh 44, but there was a flag thrown, I believe, by the umpire and then one by the referee. So let's see what it is.
I have no idea. They were thrown while the ball was in the air, and Notre Dame are moving back, Keith.
Holding by Notre Dame. That's 15.
Wow, what a change. 30-yard penalty in it. 15-yard gain to a 15-yard loss.
18-yard gain.
18 yards. That can fire up the Pittsburgh team. They're capable of giving them a lot of bad plays.
See the numbers there on Jerome Evans and George Gipp's career rushing record, which would make Jerome I remember just a few years ago when Al Hunter gained 1,000 yards. He was the first Notre Dame back to pass it a couple of years ago. Montana gives it to Evans. And Evans from the 23-yard line runs it up to about the 28-yard line, and they've got to go real close to the 48-yard line to get a first down. So now they'll be looking at second down and 21.
They'll be careful. Some type of delayed pass, a screen or something that they can run for the big yards. Try to make the 25 yards up in 3 plays. Don't go for it in 1.
Jim Stone is wide to the open side of the field. Haynes split to the right, and here's the pass by Montana. Had no chance to pass it as Hugh Green, number 55, was right there. Chesley was chasing as well, and Montana knew full well he wasn't going to outrun Hugh Green, and with Chesley coming like a fallen tree, he headed for the sideline and sanctuary.
Good intelligence. Quarterbacks should do that. They're too valuable to the team. Get out of bounds and line up on third down. Now they've got 15 of those yards back in 2 tries.
Gain 9 on that run to the sidelines. The ball is just beyond the 35. It is third down. Right at 13. Stone wide to the right side. Haynes to the left. He's looking at Stone. Comes back toward Haynes. Now he's got some room. And he's out of bounds short of the first down. He runs into friendly arms on the Notre Dame side of the field. They're going to mark him out just short of the 45. He was chased out by Chesley with very little contact made.
Pittsburgh had covered the receivers. He had no one to throw to, and he very wisely got what he could.
So it brings up a 4th down and 4 and a punt with JoJo Heath deep in the white-shirted Panther uniform and Joe Restic back to kick for Notre Dame, with the Irish leading 7-0 with 10:15 to go first half. 2-man rush. Kick is away and bounces out of bounds right around the 20. And so Pittsburgh will have the ball with 10:10 to go in the first half, down by 7. First down at their own 20.
I'm a stockbroker, but I just talked one of my best clients out of the stock market. It's not that I don't have faith in the market. I have other clients in it heavier than ever. To me, the difference between winning and losing for my clients is handling each one as an individual. Bache gives us 65 investment alternatives to create a program for any client. Bache can help me to be a winner, and that's precisely why I work here.
The winning attitude at Bache. Put it to work for you.
The Danish heritage of American brewed Tuborg Gold. Never go for bronze or silver. Live to make the most of every day. Go for the gold. Then taste the triumph of Danish brewing. Tuborg Gold.
You make the most of every day. Go for the gold. Tuborg Gold.
The campus of the University of Notre Dame in South Bend, Indiana. And it's a fall day today, I'll tell you. Don't really feel like the snow's that far away on a day like this. First down. Let's call it the 21-yard line of the Panthers. Trocano to throw it. Has good protection. Gordon Jones, and it's too high. And it is incomplete. Dan Devine very quickly came down to Joe Resnick. One, to say, good play, Joe. And two, I think probably to suggest, be careful, because you hit him out of bounds, and that could get you a flag.
The official reached to his pocket and then shook his head and pulled it back. The new rule is to protect the wide receiver, where you can't hit him on obviously overthrown ball.
Trocano unable to hit him as he broke into the seam. It is second down and 10. Freddie Jacobs. I'm not even sure he made it back to the line of scrimmage, as Golick was right there along with Jay Case.
To put the game into perspective, Keith, Pittsburgh, as their coaches feared, could not make anything up the middle. They have to go to a high-risk offense, outside plays only, and short passes, and that is tough to do against Notre Dame.
And quit turning it over.
Yeah, you can just eliminate turnovers. Coaching would be so much fun.
Gosted to the right, double wide to the left. On 3rd and 11. Trocano over the middle, Jones. He's got it, he's still on his feet, he's got a first down. What a heck of a football player he is. First down at the 39. Gibbons finally got him. Boy, he is something.
Keith, it wasn't an easy catch. He's across the middle, and I believe that Trocano held the ball a little bit too long. Really, he was open for a long time, as you can see here. Number 24, Gordon Jones, and as I said, he probably is the best runner on the field today when he has that ball. Watch him go here. Look at that. Look like a fullback.
18 yards. Timeout call by Pittsburgh. Or the official. We pointed at Pittsburgh. Golick coming to the sidelines. Trocano goes to the sidelines. Let's have another look at that play from a different angle.
You can see that Trocano's watching him all the way, deliberately throws the ball a little bit high. You want to keep the ball down a little bit where it won't be deflected and intercepted by the safety, but you just see Jones pick up his feet. Watch him. Now he's going to put a little move right here. Then this is his halfback ability. Now, Keith, watch him become a fullback. Here he comes. Wow. That's the kind of player we all would like to have.
He's a great leaper. I mean, you can put that ball up for grabs in a crowd, and he has such a remarkable ability to go up in the air.
In the first game, he scored, I think, 2 touchdowns by taking the ball away.
Case is to the sidelines, obviously with a hurt leg there, as they bring Jay over, and they'll miss him because they're not deep at that position.
They've had 2 or 3 injuries to young players that they thought had prospects of being good players this year, so that is a position, Keith, as you said, that they lack depth in.
Artie Rayam out of Orlando, Florida. In at the defensive end position, replacing Case. It is first down for the Pitt Panthers at their own 39-yard line. Freddie Jacobs. He's out to the 41 for 2, and that's it.
Golick again. Isn't that something?
Rooster Jones, number 2, is out there trying to throw a block. Rooster is 5'10". They list him at 177. hit one of those big old defensive linemen and just bounced off.
And he's supposed to block either a lineman or a linebacker on the draw play, and that's a real mismatch if there was one.
Not even fair, is it?
No.
8:20 to go, first half. Second down, 8. Trocano, Rooster Jones. Rooster's getting the hang of it. He's improved tremendously in a year, and he takes it inside the Notre Dame 45, first down pit.
The option play, when the end takes the quarterback, he pitches, and watch Jones run through Heinkreider, through his arms. He's one of the best tacklers on Notre Dame team. Watch him right here. As he reaches, he just ducks under him. Here's this youngster who weighs 160 pounds. Good run.
That Jim Browner had played off the blocker downfield, but it was Mike Whittington, number 54, that made the tackle for Notre Dame. 15 yards, first down, Pittsburgh at the Irish 44, with Notre Dame leading 7-0.
Got something going here, Keith.
Ed Gallagher, left tackle for Pittsburgh, moves. That's 5 yards, illegal procedure. First Pittsburgh penalty.
Keith, what that does to a team, it demoralizes them. I don't know whether the fans noticed, but when that happened, all the offensive linemen's head went down. And you lose that momentum with a penalty. It's hard to make up against a team like Notre Dame. Make up that yardage is difficult.
Especially when you're already committed to a high-risk offense. First down 15 at the 49. Haven't thrown to Still yet today. After grabs, he tried to dump it into Gaustad, and Whittington was right there. Browner, Jim lost his footing, otherwise he might have been a shot to that thing.
The linebacker, this is the quick pass to the tight end, Keith, and it's a vital part of a veer offense, and when you can't run the veer play, obviously the linebacker is not going to take the fake of the dive where the end is open. You're going to have to hold the ball and throw in behind the linebacker.
Now it's 2nd and 15, Pittsburgh. He goes to Gaustad, got him one-on-one out there, gets away from Browner, and he's back to about the original line of scrimmage, the 44, and it'll be 3rd down and 10. Now let's check in with Bill Fleming.
Well, the situation on the defense is not good for Notre Dame. Defensive tackle Jay Case may not be back in action because of an injured left knee, and they've taken Bobby Leopold, the linebacker, into the dressing room. He's got a split upper lip with a rather bad gash in it. They're sewing him back up, but he will be back in the second half. But right now, things don't look good defensively, Keith.
Well, you've got bad news. 3rd down and 10. Still open, first down. Oh, did they ever get off the hook there? There was a posse after Trocano, and he had enough quickness to outrun him and still deliver it.
Watch Golick on the center's nose, number 55, put the pressure. Watch him just wade through, jump over. What an effort. Forced Trocano out of the pocket. Case, the left end, who is just injured, could have contained him probably. If substitute couldn't, gets outside. He finds the receiver as a pass defense breaks down, still catches it.
Well, all of a sudden, there was the guy that they hadn't thrown to all day, open, first down at the Notre Dame 32, with 7:15 to go in the first half. And Trocano keeps it. And he's squeezed at about the 27, maybe the 26. See the time running down to 7 minutes to go in the first half. 2 turnovers put Pittsburgh behind. They had the ball going early in the ball game and fumbled it away deep in Notre Dame territory. And then Notre Dame took an interception and went 39 yards with it for the score. Now the Panthers are fighting back. Still to the right, Jones to the left. 2nd down, 5. 2nd down and 5's a lot easier as Freddie Jacobs pops it out and goes to the 21, and he should have a first down.
Joe Restig doesn't make the play. It's 6 points on the scoreboard. They weren't expecting a straight-ahead play. They caught Notre Dame by surprise. They got some good movement over behind Gallagher and Fiddler. Good blocks, and he broke right in the second there on a straight handoff play.
Well, anytime if you can get Golick to commit or slant or go to one side or the other on the center has a chance, Brown, to ride him out of there. That time he got him out. First down at the Notre Dame 21. That's Jacobs. And you see the difference. Now, Freddie Jacobs, the running back for Pittsburgh, is 180 pounds, and that might be a little bit liberal. And he banged into Restic there, who's at 190 pounds. Now, you see the absence of the big back, how it hurts. If he's a 200, 210-pounder turning upfield, he's going to ride Restic for a couple of more yards.
It makes a difference in second down and 7 and second and 5. It makes an altogether difference in your signal call.
Ball is at the 18. 5.5 minutes to go in the first half. Pitt on the move. Turcano's got some room. Down at the 6-yard line. First and goal to go for Pittsburgh. Tom Gibbons finally got him, and it was a great effort by Turcano.
Oh, Keith, they had the safety blitz. Watch Browner come up on the left corner and take the pitch man. Here he comes right and took the pitch man, and then Turcano kept inside, and then Hankreiter number 7, Restic missed the tackle and let him go down close to the goal line. What a play.
First and goal to go for the Panthers. At the Notre Dame 6. Gordon Jones is out wide. He's one-on-one against Weimer. Turcano hands it inside. And there's about 3 tough yards for Rooster Jones. But again, they got pretty good movement, offensive front, with Fiddler, Gallagher, and Brown.
Here's the handoff, straight ahead play, and they nearly juggle it. Watch the ball. He doesn't have a handle on it, but he now pulls it in with both hands and makes a nice gain right over Gallagher and Fiddler, and a good block by Brown on Golick.
Browner came up to make the stop. This is the 14th play since Pittsburgh took over the ball back on its 21. Second down goal to go from the 3. Gordon Jones in motion. Turcano keeps it. Touchdown. Gostad, the tight end, Mark May, the tackle, both of them tremendous blocks to open the door for that touchdown, and particularly Gostad.
On the ground level, watch number 15, Hankreiter, who is the end on the goal line, should take the quarterback. But he's going to charge up the field and take the pitch and leave the gap for the quarterback, Turcano, to turn inside. A glaring mistake on their defense assignments.
Mark Schubert now will try to tie it at 4:22 to go in the first half. It's good, but he didn't have all that much margin on it, I'll tell you that. So we are all even. Here, headed for halftime at Notre Dame Stadium.
95.3%. That's how many Chevy trucks back through the 1968 models were still on the job as of July 1st, 1977. Repeat, 95.3% were still on the job. This is based on industry data for the 10 most recent model years recorded.
Will the owner of the Chevy pickup please come to the office?
Chevy trucks, built to stay tough.
I was a secret money worrier until Connecticut General showed me how to reach financial independence in my lifetime. CG certainly came through for me.
Coming through for you. That's what CG people do.
My successful business became more successful after Connecticut General helped me work out a cash flow strategy. CG sure came through for me.
Coming through for you. That's what CG people do.
Call us. We'll come through for you, too.
America is changing. Too many problems. Too big. Too complex. The old answers do not work. It's a crisis, all right. Where will we find the new leadership? In our colleges. College. It's worth it.
Pittsburgh has held the ball 9 minutes and 24 seconds in this quarter. 79 yards and 14 plays. They used 5 minutes and 48 seconds. And they are now even, 7-7, despite 2 turnovers. Dave Trout kicks off. Low Sailor. Mitchell bobbles it. Oh, they overran him. And he gets a good return as he comes back out to the 29-yard line. A 20-yard return with Terry White making the tackle, and the Panthers almost overran him.
That happens when you fumble the ball, Keith. I've seen so many touchdowns returned on kickoffs when the receiver fumbles the ball. You relax a little bit, you get a little bit too deep into the coverage, and then when he hits that crease, watch out. And Mitchell came close.
Joe Montana at quarterback. He has Evans and Ferguson. The Stone, the flanker. Reverse it, Stone, ball is loose. Pittsburgh's got it. First down, Panthers. That's the first Notre Dame turnover of the day, but boy, it comes at a hot time for Pittsburgh. 4:10 to go. Greg Meisner covered it, and the ball was loose to the point. I'm not sure that they might not have been able to pick it out in the air.
Reverse play to the wing back, Keith, where they fake to the fullback, handoff inside, little counter action, and it's something they have not run all year long.
No, it hit the ground. I thought it was loose there, but it is now a big chance for Pittsburgh. First down at the Notre Dame 23-yard line. Trocano keeps it, and he goes to the 20. Golick, number 55, is right there.
That was a typical example on the option play. Their new defensive end, Hardy Ram, who weighs about 260, is playing the option play outside, Keith. That's a little bit different than Notre Dame has done in the past.
Clock is running, as you see, inside 4 minutes to go in the first half of play. A 7-7 ball game. Panthers are getting tougher as the game wears on.
Momentum.
Trocano looks, throws over the middle. It is in. Oh, no. It is right in the hands of Browner, and Jim dropped it, intended for Gorstad, the tight end. The ball was not well thrown.
Reason it was nearly intercepted, the linebacker was in this line of flight. He delayed a moment and then threw it too high over the head of Gorstad, the end, and Browner should have intercepted it. Watch it here. The fake of the counter play, the tight end, but the linebacker did not take the fake. He hesitates and tries to lay it over Golick's head. Right in his hands.
3:28 to go. Third down from the 20. And 7 for the first down. Trocano, Noisy Stadium, backs away.
Too much foul. Keith, that will happen sometimes.
He's trying to check off, wasn't he?
That's right. Exactly right. He got to play a little bit late, then not realizing that he got to play late, he tried to change at the line of scrimmage, and the clock caught him.
Now that he's been caught, he'll just go ahead and take a timeout and go to the sidelines and come up with something a little bit different with third down and 12 coming.
Down the Columbia, the Willamette, the Siuslaw, from the great renewable forests, they come. Logs. Logs to build a better America. And Homelight is there. Homelight, the king. Rugged as the men who run it. Men who fell the mighty fir and see it rise again. When the time in your life comes to get a chainsaw, get the king. Homelight, the chainsaw king.
Think of the most professional-looking sound system you can imagine. Think of the ideal place to house it. You're thinking of one of JCPenney's remarkable new MCS series audio rack systems. Now, think of an incredible everyday saving of over $300 when you purchase any of these component systems as a package. JCPenney's MCS series audio rack systems. Think of the sound. Think of the service. Think of the savings. You won't have to think again.
Ball is sitting on the 25-yard line of Notre Dame. Pittsburgh, third down and 12. Trying to get the lead in the game with 3:28 to go in the first half. 7-7 ball game right now. Trocano rolls it outside to Rooster Jones and down to the 17. Joe Restic came up out of the secondary, took the feet from under him. And now it is fourth down, and here comes Mark Schubert in for the field goal.
Penalty cost them the first down. 4th and 4, without the penalty, they have a first down.
Gain of 9 yards.
See Jenner in to hold for Pittsburgh. Schubert to try a 33-yard field goal from the right hash mark.
Schubert attempting a 33-yard field goal.
good. And with 2 minutes and 41 seconds to play in the first half, the Pittsburgh Panthers have taken a 10-7 lead over Notre Dame.
You wonder what hit you. Here you've got the game under control. The team that you didn't expect to move the ball against you moves the length of the field.
Next week, doubleheader, 12:30 Eastern, 4 Eastern. The two games, can't tell you which ones, because we're waiting until the results are in from this weekend, and then we will choose the two best games available to us as we present college football here on ABC.
Well, those 10 points give Pittsburgh a lot of confidence. They wondered, their coaches wondered, Keith, whether they could score much in this ball game.
Panthers ranked 9th in the nation off the 4 victories they've rolled off. But this, I think, in the judgment of everybody, is their toughest test so far. In this quarter, though, Frank, listen to this. Pittsburgh has run off 26 plays. Notre Dame has run 5.
That tells the story. When you turn it over on first down after you get other team scores and ties the game up, the momentum changes and you are in trouble.
So Jackie Sherrill's Panthers have the lead as Strout sails it down over Mitchell's head and through the end zone. It'll be Notre Dame first down at the 20.
Devine has a tough decision here. The momentum shifted against him. He's got 2 minutes and 41 seconds. Is he going to try to get points on the scoreboard or try to move it up slowly and maybe go for a field goal or a long pass at the very end?
Well, Notre Dame would have what little bit of wind we have. They, I think, would have the advantage of it if they could get up within reasonable field goal distance. Halftime today, Fireman's Fun flashback features a look at last week's Stanford-UCLA game, which was a wild one, 27-26. Montana's going to put it up. Well, he thought about it, but he couldn't find anybody open. And that defensive secondary of Pittsburgh did a good job, and Bill Neal finally chased him out of the pocket. That's the halftime we have for you with Jackie Sherrill, Dan Devine in between the highlights, as we mentioned, of the Fireman's Fun flashback of the Stanford-UCLA game, and then we'll have the Pittsburgh and Notre Dame marching bands. And the Pitt band is very much here and in good form.
Montana used good judgment. He was looking for Mastek trailing across the middle, the tight end. He was covered, and he finally realized it and tucked the ball under.
Gained a yard, second down 9 at the 21. Stone going straight down the field on the left side. He goes short for Heavens coming out of the backfield, and Jerome Heavens is across the 30. That will be a Notre Dame first down as Al Chesley made the tackle for Pittsburgh. Chesley was the defensive player of the game in the Pitt, North Carolina game, but he has not had his name called all that much so far today.
He's their hit linebacker. He lines up on the weak side and tries to flow over and clean up if anybody pops the line of scrimmage.
And Pittsburgh has been forced to run wide most of the day. First down, Montana gets his pass off deep downfield, way over the head of everybody. Yet Chris Haynes going down the sidelines, and there's a penalty flag back about where Montana released the ball. Referee threw it. Personal foul. Pittsburgh.
Ouch.
Somebody might have popped the quarterback after he had released the ball.
That changes things, Keith, dramatically. Now they're getting up to midfield and still 2 minutes to go on the clock.
2:07 as the referee, Glenn Fortin, cuts off 15. First down, Notre Dame, 45. Holohan is in. Wide receiver or flanker spot for the Irish. Stone is out. And he comes way wide to the left side, the open side of the field. Draw it for Heaven. He's a good running back, isn't he?
Oh, boy, what a run.
Jeff Delaney finally got him, but it's good for a first down at the Pitt 45, and Jackie Sherrill's worried.
Here's the draw play where he takes the ball back, and watch him run for daylight on the draw play wherever the hole opens up, but he sets up his block and breaks all the way back outside, which he's got eyes all around. You look at the run.
At the 44 of Pitt, first down Notre Dame. Pitt leading 10-7. 1:45 to go first half. Montana's pass over the middle is intended for number 86, Mastak. He could not get to it. Ball was thrown well off the target.
That was a pass they threw to McAfee so many times last year, Keith, and he would force the ball in there, and McAfee would make the catch regardless of where the ball was thrown. This Mastak, I think, is a young freshman that's going to be a good receiver.
It is second down and 10 Irish. Pitt 44. 1:41 to go with the clock stopping on the incomplete pass. Straight back goes Montana. All day, and the pass is caught by Haynes at the Pittsburgh 27-yard line. First down, Notre Dame. You give him that much time, and he will carve you up.
That pattern is what you call a vertical stretch. Haynes goes 18 yards deep. Ferguson goes out in the flat. The linebacker comes up to cover him, and he opens up a zone right in front of the safety. And here it is. You can see right on the bottom of your screen, Ferguson decoying the linebacker so that the pass is open.
Gain 16. First down at the Pitt 27. Again, good protection. Again, the pass is complete. Caught near the sideline by Vegas Ferguson, who had come out of the backfield. They advance of the ball about 4 yards. And time called by Notre Dame. They have 2 left. So we have 1 minute and 24 seconds to play in the first half. Pitt leading 10-7, but Notre Dame is storming back now and threatening to go in for the lead, or at least have a pretty good opportunity to tie from decent field goal range.
You know, Montana had an exceptional year last year. From the time he started for Notre Dame in the 4th game, I think they averaged 45 points a game. All he's got to do is get his confidence back and get a little more speed to receivers, which they have by putting Stone at flanker, and that keeps the people from double covering Haynes, the other receiver. Notre Dame can be tough. Of course, Evans is
2 open that time.
They got to jack it up from here on, though, having lost the first 2.
Yep.
It is not, it doesn't take very long for a perceptible rumble to come from the ranks of the faithful when you lose 2 in a row at Notre Dame.
Victim of all the success. And I was in their trophy room yesterday, and it's one of the most impressive things in my life.
Second down, 6. Ball is at the 23 of Pitt. They give the ball inside to Jerome Evans, and Evans gets rattled around, but the first contact does not put him down. He advances it down near the 21. Notre Dame will take another timeout. They have 1 remaining with 1:15 to play in the first half. And again, Joe Montana comes to the sidelines to talk to Dan Devine and the offensive coordinator. They want to map something here. That time, having tasted good success on the draw previously with Evans, they went the other way with it. That time didn't work.
Keith, the pulling guard, Notre Dame's pulling guard Huffman got in the way of Evans, as you probably saw. He hit the hole and with good timing, good speed, but the guard was in his way and slowed him down and let pursuit catch. Now, here's what Notre Dame has got to decide, as I see it. They've got 3rd and 5. If they're going to throw the ball, which they probably will, they tell Montana, don't get tackled for a loss. We're right in front of the goalpost. If you lose ground, then we're out of field goal range possibly. So get rid of the ball if the receivers are not open.
Well, it's a visual medium, so we'll let you watch what happens. 3rd down and 5 from the 22 of Pitt. Montana still got it. Throws it in the band. He had a man deep down there, Mastak, in the middle. But by that time, the Pitt pursuit from Bill Neal had forced him out of the pocket. Then he lost visual contact, and he unloaded it. And he did just exactly what you said. He threw it in the band.
Get rid of it because you're right in front of the goalpost.
1 minute exactly to play in the first half, and Joe Eunice is in for a field goal try of 39 yards. And the wind is very, very quiet right now. Missed it. He hooked it left. And so he has missed from 39 yards. Pitt gets the ball back, leading 10-7.
ABC's Wide World of Sports presents amateur boxing's best. Later today, the young, aggressive United States team with up-and-coming challengers like 17-year-old middleweight Alex Remus and seasoned heavyweight Jimmy Clark enter the ring against the hard-hitting Cubans. Teofilo Stevenson, amateur heavyweight champion, two-time Olympic gold medalist, makes his...
Rick Tricano brings the Panthers out. First down at the 20. He's going to just pull it down and go down for a loss. And Mike Calhoun comes roaring in, number 77. But that sets the clock going with 55 seconds now and running. Notre Dame with one timeout remaining. Pitt has two. And I just know that Pitt will go to the clubhouse if they can with a 10-7 lead.
Notre Dame will use that one timeout, on third down. Most coaches prefer that after the third down.
Ball is back on the 14, second down, 16. Same play, Hanker's after him. And finally Browner comes up to help, and they hem him in and get him back about the 14-yard line or the line of scrimmage. And the clock is running now at 15 seconds to go, and the Irish will spend the timeout on third down.
Timeout, Notre Dame.
Now they can make Pittsburgh run another play.
But you get 25 seconds after the play is blown dead, so they will not have to
get the punt.
No.
I wouldn't kick it anyway. They've out of timeouts now. I just take the snap and sit down. And here are some scores now beginning to come from other areas as the Spartans of Michigan State have jumped on top of the Wolverines by a score of 3-0. And our colleague Bill Fleming immediately has a wrinkle in his brow. Syracuse leading Maryland 6-0. They got their quarterback back in that Syracuse lineup and last week won. Holy Cross rolling along. The Crusaders leading Army 3-0. So apparently Syracuse getting their quarterback back healthy.
You've got to have a
might be a
man
factor.
under.
Yep. Maryland's played some tough ball games. Had a big win last week over North Carolina State. Brown and Penn along now in the first quarter. This is the second week in a row that I've started a football game in the morning, just after breakfast. 10-7, Pitt leads. They have the ball back in their own end of the field, but only 15 seconds remaining to play in the first half. Tricano just goes right down, back on the 11-yard line, and now it's just a matter of running out the clock. So Bill Fleming's going to be talking with Jackie Sherrill as time expires here in the first half. It's been a very good football game with Pittsburgh leading by a score of 10-7. Now here's Bill.
All right, Keith, and we do have Jackie Sherrill with us. And Jackie, I know right now your heart is slowing down a bit.
Well, it's not slowing down. It's going to keep perking, you know.
No, but I mean, Notre Dame didn't score and didn't tie it up.
Well, we're very thankful for that. They had a long field goal to make. Defense played well. We had one play. They ran a trap, caught us in an even front, ran the trap and brought it out, which we moved the ball down the field. And our first quarter, we ran the ball and threw the ball, and we were trying to get them out of their inside toughness in the inside running game. And then we came back and started running our option game, inside veer, and then the outside option, the counter option, and that's where we moved the ball downfield.
Well, without being too technical about it, all we can say is Tricano looks tremendous.
Well, Tricano really wanted to play today, and he's playing, and he's a little kid that's getting better each week, and the young man's going to be a great player, and I just hope we can come back out the second half and keep the same intensity. And Notre Dame's a great football team, and they've got a, you know, they can do a lot of things anytime they want to, and it'll be a 60-minute ball game, I'll tell you that.
All right, thanks very much, Jack, for joining us. I know you want to join your team there at halftime. Jack Sherrill, and of course, as you know, there are very many enthusiastic Notre Dame fans in the stands here. But I do have Coach Dan Devine of the Fighting Irish. Coach, it must be frustrating to see your team go out in front like they did against Michigan. They did the same thing again today against Pitt, and now you're trailing.
Well, we're trailing today. There's nothing to do with Michigan, Bill. We just have to settle down a little bit. I think we were very nervous and a little surprised that our older people were nervous, but the game means a lot to them, and I'm confident they're going to play a good second half.
What about defensively? I mean, you lost Case, I guess. I don't. Is Leopold back?
Yeah, we're short of defensive down linemen, but that's part of the ball game. At this time of year, when you're short of people, you have to bring somebody else on. So we're going to go to work, and I think the second half, will, we're going to play much better football.
Okay, Coach. Yep. Best of luck. Coach Dan Devine of the Fighting Irish, who obviously is concerned. Keith?
Thank you, Bill. The Pittsburgh Notre Dame game being brought to you by the folks at Chevrolet, who invite you to come on in to your Chevy dealers coast to coast for a look at an all-star lineup of cars. By Homelight, the Chainsaw King. And by Mr. Goodwrench and the General Motors Parts Division. Keep that great GM feeling with genuine GM parts. The halftime statistics, as you look at them, you can see that Notre Dame started the ball game possessing the ball, but then Pittsburgh in the second quarter just sat on it forever. They had it 11 minutes and 58 seconds, Frank Royals, and that's why you have that big disparity in time of possession. And during the course of controlling the ball, they were able to forge ahead by a score of 10-7.
It was Notre Dame the first quarter and Pittsburgh the second quarter. You've got to commend the Pittsburgh players, particularly the quarterback Tricano, for his passing and his running in critical situations on a beautiful 80-yard drive, and then setting up the field goal just before half to go ahead 10-7.
Now Pittsburgh, which had won the toss and elected to kick off to start the ball game, will be kicking off. Dave Trout and Jim Stone is back to receive the kickoff along with number 44, David Mitchell. And the second half's underway. Mitchell way back in the end zone, not going to bring it back. And it'll be first down Notre Dame at their own 20-yard line. So let's see what happens as the Fighting Irish and the Panthers start scratching away. And we've got a Notre Dame player down on the field shaken up. But he's going to come off all right, it looks like. It'll be Palace, a fullback, who had played quite a bit in the first half, who had come down the field. In the backfield for the Irish, Montana, Ferguson, Evans, and Stone, and they changed those quite a bit. Up front, Haynes, a wide man, Martinovich, Houtman, Huffman, Foley, and Grindiger. Hastak played a lot in the first half at that tight end position as well. Evans is the fullback, Ferguson the tailback out of the I formation. And it's Evans with the ball. And Jerome Evans carries it one more time, and he is now number one in the number of carries in a career among running back history at Notre Dame. Dave DeCiccio, defensive left end. Greg Meisner, big defensive tackle. Middle guard is David Logan. Bill Neal had a good first half. Hugh Green, the defensive end for Pittsburgh. We'll show you the other members of the defensive unit for Pitt in just a moment. It is second down, let's call it 6 for Notre Dame from the 24. And that's Vegas Ferguson running for what appears to be a first down as he gets across the 30, just beyond the 30 before Jeff Belushi made the tackle. Intensity starting the second half, so very important right now. Notre Dame looks very intense. Belushi, a linebacker. Chesley, a linebacker for Pittsburgh. Quarterback is Willie Marsh. JoJo Heath, the other corner. Mike Balzer, the strong safety, and Jeff Delaney, the free safety. Ferguson again. And he's up near the 35 for about 3 yards. Make it to 34. Call it second down and 7. Look here, folks. Wow. Second quarter, Michigan State 17, Michigan nothing. The Wolverines had a hard time last week against Arizona.
The quarterback gets a big hot hand, Keith. He can tear up any defense.
Last year, Michigan's unblemished record got its first bump when Minnesota jumped on it. They might be Michigan State this year. That's a great run by Jerome Evans. He was literally squeezed and broke out of it somehow and spun around and turned the loss into a short gain. Hugh Green involved there. He's strong, isn't he?
Yes, he is, and he's his own blocker. He's taught that when he runs out of blocking, you become your own blocker like a good fullback. That's exactly what he did.
The football is at the Notre Dame 36. Third down, 4. Montana to throw. Throws short. Great catch by Evans. Great run by Evans. By Evans, he's pretty good.
Sensational on that play because it was a poor pass, a very low pass. As you can see, a bootleg screen. They're going to fake misdirection and drop back, and that freezes the linebackers. They don't know where to go for the pass. And watch this catch. One-handed, left-handed, down low, around the knees. Then he turns it on and uses his running ability. Watch him. That's a good move. And he gets underneath the second man up.
First down, Notre Dame. The ball is at the Pittsburgh 46-yard line. There was a gain of 19. Pitt leading 10-7, just starting second half. Vegas Ferguson. The Notre Dame offensive front is finding room. Al Chesley made the tackle and one-handed him and brought him down. But the offensive front of Notre Dame is making holes up front right now.
The Pittsburgh coaches, Keith, felt that this was the one place that Notre Dame was improved. They have the young Huffman, sophomore, and Martinovich at left tackle, 265 apiece.
Ball at the 43 of Pittsburgh, second down and 7, and it's Vegas Ferguson dancing around until he gets across the 40. And Hugh Green brings him down for Pittsburgh. Third down 4. You see that Jerome Evans has already passed Neil Worden as the all-time leader in number of carries, and now Evans needs 29 yards to pass George Gibbs' career rushing record. A senior out of East St. Louis, Illinois. Montana's pass complete. He put it right on the money to Dean Mastak, the 220-pound freshman out of Toledo, Ohio.
Oh, boy, that looked like McAfee. Mastak, the freshman tight end. It's a bootleg pattern. The fullback's in the flat. He's the trail man. The first choice receivers are covered, and here's a beautiful throw right in the middle. Watch him get hit. He's going to get hit 180 degrees right there with a helmet in his face, but he protects the ball.
First down at the Pittsburgh 26-yard line. Inside, there's a yard, maybe 2, with 10:53 to go in the third quarter. And the Notre Dame offensive front that time jammed up as Evans carried it and picked up a yard.
Last play looked like Montana of last year, Keith. Poised, waited till the man gets open and then hits him.
Second and 9 from the Pitt 25. And it's open. And the pass is complete to the tight end, Dennis Grindinger. And Notre Dame is on the move.
Excellent choice by Montana. They rolled up their secondary, which left the tight end open in the crease inside the cornerback. Watch how wide open he is. Right here inside the cornerback. See how long it is before a defensive man comes in the picture. You can't leave a tight end that open that long.
First down Notre Dame at the Pitt 12. Started at the 20, and they are marching. That's Vegas Ferguson. He's to the 6. They're just blowing that Pitt defensive front out of there.
Oh, that Martinovich is an outstanding prospect. We tried to recruit him, Keith, down in Houston, Texas. He's an engineering student, honor student, 3.5 average, 6'6", and what a player.
Play in this drive by Notre Dame from the 7-yard line. Looks like it might be a broken play. Montana's running for the corner. And Willie Marsh throws him out of bounds right about the line of scrimmage.
Montana, the ball carrier.
That's too bad, Keith, for Notre Dame, because they had momentum and they changed the play at the line of scrimmage, and one back went in one direction and one in the other, left Montana helpless, only to do what he could. He got back to the line of scrimmage with good effort.
9:20 to go third quarter. Pittsburgh 10, Notre Dame 7. Irish trying to jam it in the opening possession of the second half.
When you got them on the move, you don't have to change the play. You got too much movement by the line.
They split the backs now. 30 is Evans, 32 is Ferguson. Montana wants to throw. Throws to Grindinger, and it is incomplete. And he actually got tangled up a little bit with Willie Marsh. They tangled their feet, and they fell down.
On the isolation, it's a bootleg pass, tight end, Grindigger, going down deep in the end zone, breaking out in the flat, and see what you think if it's interference. Right here. A little bit unintentional, but there he goes. Wow.
Field goal now from Eunice of Notre Dame, 24-yarder. He missed from 39 in the first half. He misses this one. So he is 1 for 6 on the season. And the score remains 10-7 Pittsburgh as Notre Dame comes downfield on a very impressive drive, but they come away empty.
Hey, if you want a motor oil that's been tested for protection and mileage too, Texaco's got just the oil for you. Haviland Super Premium from Texaco. Haviland was tested in state trooper cars for over 4 million miles without a single oil-related failure. And in a test against a leading 10W40 oil advertising extra gasoline mileage, Haviland couldn't be beat. So get the oil that's been trooper tested and mileage tested. Get Haviland Super Premium from Texaco.
Kodak introduces Extramax, the ultimate can-do camera.
The new Kodak Extramax camera. Its fast lens and 400-speed film can take pictures without a flash. In light as low as this, and even this. And when there's no light, the Extramax camera has a built-in electronic flash. Extramax, the ultimate can-do camera from Kodak.
Well, let's see what kind of an impact that has on Notre Dame as they come driving down, and you can see that Joe Eunice has had his troubles this year in field goals. Very impressive march, and they come away empty, and Pittsburgh first down at the 20, and Freddie Jacobs is out to the 22-23. They ran 14 plays, held the ball for 5 minutes and 47 seconds and get nothing out of it.
Oh, that hurts your momentum. That you can't come away empty-handed after a drive like that.
Pittsburgh offensive lineup there, and up front, those are the way they send them out. With Walt Brown, who is having a very busy day at center, trying to handle that big 55. Right now, they have moved Jeff Weston in to play head up on Brown, the Pittsburgh center. Trocano, Freddie Jacobs gets around the corner. And he's up across the 30. He's very likely going to have a first down. He will have a first down for Pittsburgh. Defensively, Notre Dame looks like this. As Jay Case, the end, who was hurt in the first half. Jeff Weston, who's now playing head up for the center. Big Mike Calhoun, who's been pretty well controlled today. And John Hankard, defensive end. Steve Heimkreiter, a linebacker. There's that big horse, Bob Golick. And Bobby Leopold, who had a cut in his upper lip. First down for the Panthers from the 30. Trocano to Jacobs. And number 54, Mike Whittington, who is playing in place of Leopold, just got him by the shoe top. Defensive secondary, Dave Waymer out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Tom Gibbons from Alexandria, Virginia. Jim Browner from Warren, Ohio. And Randy Harrison from Hammond, Indiana. Yes, it is a national university, isn't it?
They better put Golick back on the center's nose. They're cutting off those tackles that are sliding over.
Second down and 3 from the 37. Trocano keeps, dives to the 40, and he's got another first down for Pittsburgh as Whittington brought him down. Number 54, who's a junior out of Miami. That's Florida. Syracuse leading Maryland at halftime 6-3, and Navy leading Duke 7-0. Holy Cross 10-0 over Army. The Crusaders are rolling this year, aren't they?
Yes.
At the 40, first down for the Panthers. Leading in the ball game 10-7. Notre Dame with a long march. Got down to the 6-yard line and stalled. Missed the field goal. Now Pittsburgh's coming right back with a march of their own. Trocano keeps it. And Rick gets it up to the 43 before he is pulled down by 77, Calhoun, and 54, Whittington.
Stop by Calhoun.
Larry Sims, number 25, will leave the field now, and Freddie Jacobs will come back. Sims was very impressive against North Carolina until he hurt an ankle. He hasn't played a whole lot today.
Come on, Dave!
Rooster Jones and Freddie Jacobs now are the setbacks. Outside the Rooster. Fumble. Notre Dame gets it. That's the third fumble by Pittsburgh. Dave Waymer covers it. The Fighting Irish are in business at the Pittsburgh 44-yard line.
Turnovers play a big part. It's the option play, going right down the line, pitching back to Jones. The defensive tackle, number 75, Western, makes him pitch, and watch the collision right here. Actually, Whittington just stripped the ball loose from him on the play.
And recovered it. First down at the 44 of Pittsburgh. So the Irish defense makes a break here as Montana sets up with Evans and Ferguson behind him. He sends Stone in motion and gives to Ferguson. Ferguson rides it down near the 40. A little better than 3 yards. So Pittsburgh's turned it over 3 times in the ball game. Once for Notre Dame. And those turnovers, well, I'll tell you, they just drive you crazy. They're as bad as bases on balls in a tight game.
They change that momentum and give another team a chance to get points. Boy.
Well, at second down, about 7. Montana getting some heat. Gets his pass off. Threw it in the crowd. Now, here's an example, I do believe, where they could, if they want to, in their judgment call intentional grounding. That's a penalty that's almost never been called in college football. But the rules changed this year, entitles the officials to tighten it up. That time, Joe running threw it in the crowd.
He thought about calling it. You see the referee pause there because the new rule is to prevent something like this from avoiding the big loss and just throwing it up in the bleachers. And it should be called, Keith, in the eyes of most coaches.
Well, he could see Hugh Green coming, but he could feel and hear Dave DeCiccio thundering behind him. He got rid of it. Third down and 7. Here he goes deep, and it's incomplete. JoJo Heath was almost burned. The crowd is hooting. They want a little call over there as he came across to defend against Vegas Ferguson. Some contact, but not enough to warrant a flag. And so it is 4th down.
Pitt secondary is playing very good, sound defense on the deep passes and pursuing on the short passes and making the play.
6th punt of the ball game for Joe Resnick. Averaging just under 41. Heath is standing back near his 10. I would think that Joe trying to hang it up and bang it around down as deep as he can to keep Pittsburgh backed up. He wobbles it, shanks it off the side of his foot, but it takes a Notre Dame roll, and it rolls down to about the 11-yard line. So that's where Pittsburgh's going to get it. 5:55 to go in the 3rd quarter, and the Panthers still leading 10-7.
The big news for 79 is from Chevrolet. The new Chevy Monza 2+2 hatchback. More car for less money and a lot more kicks. Now, standard equipment includes tinted glass, AM radio, shift console, sports steering wheel, white striped tires, body side molding, bucket seats, carpeting, a hatchback, and more. All standard and all for less than what last year's Chevy Monza 2+2 would have cost with the same equipment. That's more car, more kicks for less money. New Chevy Monza.
Well, the weather up here is tough on everything.
Oh, you kind of feel good that you have a diehard.
You need a good battery in the city of Anchorage.
In Anchorage, they buy more diehards than any other battery.
I think the diehard was probably designed with Anchorage in mind.
Yeah, we depend on the diehard.
Turns that motor over just fantastic.
And so far, Sears diehard battery has been a good battery for me.
The diehard, with extra power to start your car when most batteries won't.
Turn the key over and it goes, you know now.
Sold only at Sears.
The National Junior College Athletic Association, governing body for the nation's largest junior college athletic program, has its headquarters in Hutchinson, Kansas, site of its men's national basketball tournament.
The Golden Dome at Notre Dame. Photographed from the Goodyear Blimp America. Cameraman up there today is Joe Sapienza. And here comes Pittsburgh now with Rooster Jones trying to get outside, and he gets across the 15. He gets around the corner, Frank. He's got a lot of speed.
He can turn downfield, and the key block was made by Steve Gaustad, the tight end, blocking Brown outside.
ABC's NFL Monday Night Football, live Eastern 9 Eastern time. Chicago Bears and the Denver Broncos at a Mile High Stadium in Denver. It'll be a little nippy out there, I suppose, too. But the Bears with Walter Payton and Orange Crush of Denver squaring off on ABC's NFL Monday Night Football, 9 Eastern time next Monday. Trocano! Oh, I tell you, he is getting better and better and better. 19 yards on that gallop by the Pittsburgh quarterback. You just see him grow, Frank.
You certainly can. Second quarter has made him the success he had against Notre Dame. On this particular play, it was a reverse option, and he just turned up the field. He knew exactly what he wanted to do, and he did it.
Ball is at the 36-yard line. First down, Panthers. Stepped into a hot spot following Matt Cavanaugh at quarterback at Pittsburgh. He still got it. Now it's Freddie Jacobs. And Freddie trying to duck in behind Rooster Jones, or Gostad, rather, and Gostad having all he can handle with Jim Browner out there. Let's check in now with Bill Fleming, find out what's going on between Michigan State and Michigan.
Well, a big roar from the Spartan side of the field at halftime because Michigan State leads Michigan 17-0, as you have reported, Keith. What you perhaps did not know was that Michigan State intercepted Rick Leach on the 20-yard line, and Alonzo Middleton scored his second touchdown of the day, going in on a 1-yard run in 4 plays. 17-0 halftime.
Second down, 8 now for Pitt. At the 38, Trocano gives it to Jones. And Roosters up to the 41, maybe the 42. Trocano just barely got rid of it, and it's a doggone good thing because old Jay Case was just right there.
That is the way Notre Dame usually plays the option. You make that quarterback pitch, and sorry that he called the play.
Jones is out now, and Sims is in, and a look at the Notre Dame linebacking core.
Since the end made the quarterback pitch so quickly, Heimkriter had no indecision to make him come right out the line. He just wrestled Jones right to the ground.
And it's 3rd down and 4. Near the 42. Trocano wants to put it up. Throws it short, and Larry Sims did not catch it. Jeff Weston was right there. He may have deflected the ball.
He deflected it. It was a delay pass right over the line, and Weston so tall, he reached up and knocked it down himself.
Now Weston has moved into, oh, looky here. You got 9 green shirts up front. Receivers are deep now for Notre Dame, and now they peel off. They didn't come, and the kick by Gasparovich is a good one. Waymer goes back. Motion, fair catch. It doesn't take much of emotion, any kind of emotion. And they nail you right there. So he waved his arm just a little bit, and that's enough in the opinion of the back judge to indicate fair catch, and he marks it back at the 21. 3:36 to go, 3rd quarter.
This year, Mario Andretti and Goodyear took on the world's best drivers and foreign tires and won. In Argentina, in Belgium, in Spain, in France, in Germany, in Holland. And between them, Mario and Goodyear have brought the world championship back home to America. So as Mario would tell you, if you want to beat the world, there's only one tire to consider.
Goodyear.
When do you say Budweiser?
After doing this about 3,000 times a day. After a hard tennis match with my friend Ron.
As soon as I knock this ball out of the park. When do you say Budweiser?
It's everywhere.
When my mother-in-law leaves town?
After a long night in here.
Or when you say Budweiser. Let me hear you say it, people.
Budweiser.
You have said it all.
Other boxing's best, the Cubans with heavyweight Teofilo Stevenson challenge the United States, coming up on ABC's Wide World of Sports.
Here's an example of what's happened in the rules change relative to the fair catch. Now you watch 34 Waymer. He makes that little motion right there. That tells the official that he wanted a fair catch it. Then he runs it. And it cost him 5 yards because under the rule they call it delay of game. And it's now 1st and 15 for Notre Dame. The ball is back at the 16-yard line. Montana gives it to Jerome Heavens, and he bounces at the 17.
Heavens, the ball carrier.
Tough place to have that ball, trailing 10-7 on your own 15-yard line and first and 15. Got to have some poise and some character.
Grendinger is out at the tight end position for the Irish now. Mastak is in. Haynes, the wide receiver, to the right side. Stone to the open side of the field on top of the picture. And Montana's looking to throw it. Goes over the middle with it. The pass is caught by that youngster, Mastak. The tight end, he's up to the 29. He's 2 yards short of the first down.
The same pass before. The reason it's open, the fake to Ferguson up the middle, and the bootleg freezes the linebackers. The safety's playing deep. Obviously, there's an open area where the end's trailing across. Number 86, Mastak.
Mark it on the 38. Make it third down and a short 3. To his left, had the ball spin off his fingers, and he never really did have anything on it. It just floated over the head of the intended receiver, Stone, out of bounds, incomplete. So Notre Dame's going to have to kick it.
It was a real bad throw. The receiver, Stone, was open for the first down. All he had to do was lay it in there, but it sailed off of his hand and went way over his head.
Restic in to punt. Heath in to take it, hopefully run it back. Last 3 punts by Restic have been 34, 34, and 29. Of course, that 29-yarder was reasonably effective and put the ball dead on the pit 11. Snapped right on the money. Wobbler, and Heath calls fair catch. Pittsburgh has good field position. First down at their own 38-yard line. That was a 34-yard punt by Joe Restic. And next Saturday here on ABC, we'll have a collegiate doubleheader for you. We can't tell you who they're going to be until we have seen all the results from the games being played this weekend. And we will offer the most attractive games that we possibly can next Saturday. So check the local listings and join us. 2:16 to go in the third quarter. 10-7, Pitt with the ball, Pitt leading. Trocano to Rooster Jones. They've gained a lot of yards on that play today against Notre Dame. He runs it up to the 45 for 7. Here's Bill Fleming.
Well, if you think that Michigan's having its problems, so are the Buckeyes of Ohio State. Playing at West Lafayette today, Purdue is leading Ohio State by the score of 3-0 on a 28-yard field goal by Scott Severine. 8:49 to go, and that was the result, incidentally, of a good, long, sustained drive of 63 yards in 13 plays. So ball control gained the Boilermakers 3 points.
Ralph Still comes way wide to the left. He's thrown to him 1 time today. He caught it. Trocano looking for Gordon Jones. Oh, it's just that much too long. Restic was back there trying to stay with him and having a hard time doing it. Tom Gibbons couldn't stay with it. So they go for the home run and just miss it.
Watch the isolation. He runs right by Gibbons, and of course Restic is trying to go with him, and the ball was just overthrown. Well, they went for the downs on 2nd and 3.
Ball is just beyond the Pitt 45. Panthers leading 10-7. Minute 27 seconds to go, third quarter. Third down, 3. Cano's got the first down. The big quarterback gets it up to the 49-yard line, where Mike Whittington makes the tackle.
He showed a little move on that. Heincrowder had him right in the line of scrimmage for a loss and didn't touch him. Cut right inside of him.
Well, he's big enough. He's 6'1", weighs about 195 pounds. He's just a sophomore.
Their coaches continue to claim that at this stage of his career, he's just as good as the Matt Cavanaugh.
Hi, Mom.
That's quite a compliment.
Ball just short of midfield. First down, Panthers. Up the middle it goes. Not a whole lot there, but enough to be impressive.
That little Rooster Jones is having a day for itself. He just wormed right in there behind that big offensive line.
He got 3 yards. Uwe von Schramm, field goal, gives Oklahoma a 3-0 lead over Kansas. Out in the Big 8 country. 2nd and 7. Ball is at the Notre Dame 47. Trocano keeps it. And he he's close to another first down. Golick just missed him. Heimkreider is over. He just missed him, but Whittington and Restic got him.
The big impressive part of that play was his acceleration, Keith. Once he decided to keep inside the end, he just exploded through and made 8 yards before anybody could get to it. But when they got there, they put it on him.
Clock is running, coming up on 10 seconds to go in the third quarter. This will be the last play if, in fact, they get it off. First down at the Notre Dame 40. They'll let the clock run out. So we played 3 quarters of our ball game here at Notre Dame Stadium.
Even then, people thought about the future. Cleared land, planted crops, started businesses, was serious about saving money. Today, people are still serious about saving. That's why we'll give you not only a choice of savings plans and terms, but a personal banker to help you choose the right one at Wells Fargo Bank.
Announcing Full Fare Coach.
TWA thinks it's about time the airline industry realized its best customer deserves its best service. That's why on October 15th, TWA is introducing Full Fare Coach, a new class of service exclusively for our best customer, the Full Fare Flyer. You'll get special services like separate check-in at all major airports and your own section on the plane. TWA's Full Fare Coach, a class by itself for our best customer.
Public employees' right to strike at 2 p.m. on Sunday.
Lead. They have the ball. First down at the Notre Dame 40. Panthers have grown tougher and tougher and tougher as this game has gone along. Trocano. Sims wants to throw a pass. He puts it up. Gordon Jones downfield. Oh, what a play! Ball is knocked out of his hands, out of bounds, and they're going to call it an incomplete pass.
That is the easy way out of it. Let's watch it. You be the judge whether you would call it incomplete. When he deflects the ball up in the air, it's a running pass off the option. Now let's watch it. He jumps up, he deflects it, he catches it, and then he gets hit from behind.
Waymer knocked it out of his arms. I thought he had the ball.
Well, it was close. One of those judgment calls.
Holy mackerel.
Let's see it again right here. You judge for yourself. There's the jump. He keeps his feet as Restic falls to the ground, number 7.
We'll show it to you in a minute. Here's Freddie Jacobs exploding over the right side. And he's shoved out of bounds by Jim Browner. And it's first down Pittsburgh at the Notre Dame 15-yard line.
Keith, what do you think?
I think he caught it.
When he came down and caught it this way and tucked it under just a little bit, that's a completed pass.
He's
right
got
there.
Both hands on it.
Yes.
He's turning to run.
Yes.
Well, he had the ball for over a second and a half.
But it may be academic after that last run.
There's a hell of a play, I'll tell you that. Boy, just super play by Jones. First down, Pittsburgh at the 15. Trocano inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Golick, the tackle for Notre Dame.
That was the counter option with the off-guard pulling, Keith. That was first introduced by Missouri a few years ago in the game you did at Alabama, which they upset the Crimson Tide. That has been the same way Lou Holtz at Arkansas runs it. I think he introduced it out of the split backfield. Missouri ran it out of the I formation.
It is second down from the 8-yard line. Second down and 3. Second down and 3 is a pretty good operating room for an offense that deep. Trocano again. And he's to the 5, the 4. First and goal to go Pittsburgh.
Oh, it was a repeat of the same play. Good call.
Fiddler comes around, and the uniform is ripped, but as long as the number is readable, intact, he can stay out there, and his number is still intact.
Notre Dame man is injured, Keith, and they have taken a timeout.
Joe Restic, defensive back, down on the field, hurt. Time is out. Trocano goes to the sidelines to talk with Jackie Sherrill. 13 minutes, 55 seconds to play in a ball game. Pittsburgh with the ball first and goal at the Notre Dame 4.
Gee, Mr. Goodwrench, I don't know. It's going ka-thump, ka-thump, ka-thump.
Ka-thump, ka-thump, ka-thump.
Yeah.
Mr. Goodwrench understands your GM car. He has special GM training and GM equipment available to help him analyze your car and diagnose the problem.
No more ka-thump. Thanks.
Keep that great GM feeling.
Mr. Goodwrench?
With genuine GM parts.
I understand.
You know, Fireman's Fund always reminds you, look for the sign of the independent insurance agent. We do it with cheering sections and puzzles and fireworks, even a marching band. But no matter how we show it, look for it. Because for someone who works for you, who gets the best policy and price, you'll never find a better place to hang your hat. In the yellow pages, Fireman's Fund Insurance Companies.
First and goal to go, Pittsburgh. The ball is on the Notre Dame 4-yard line. Pitt 10, Irish 7. Trocano going off the corner. Touchdown! Fiddler pulled at guard and slammed the door on the pursuing Irish, and Trocano goes in. Gordon Jones threw a big block as well.
How about that, Keith? Ran the same play 3 times in a row. Left guard Fiddler is the key man on the play, and he blocked his man each of those times, and they have 6 points.
Next for Pitt, Florida State. Then Navy. Navy so far is unblemished on the year. Clean season. Playing Duke today.
And a good defensive football.
You could have 2 unbeatens getting together when Pitt plays Navy on the 28th. The kick is up. The kick is good. And so Pittsburgh now pulls out to a 10-point lead over the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. Watch Fiddler pull out of that line, number 6-2, and come across.
This is a reverse option to freeze the linebackers and let the off-guard pull and get in front of him. He made the key block. And there it is. Touchdown.
Right down in front of him, Gordon Jones laid another block. So there's only 1 green shirt down there.
Here it is again. Watch 62 pull, get in front of Trocano, and lead and cut down.
Hi, Ma. Hi, Dad.
Case. Touchdown. Is that it?
Let's go back to a play that they're going to be talking about for a long time now. Did he catch it or did he not catch it? Gordon Jones high in the air over Rustic. Taps it up in the air, comes down, both hands on it, turning around to run. Waymer comes across, knocks it loose. They call it incomplete. But Pitt got the touchdown anyway, and here's Mitchell returning the kickoff. He's going to the sidelines, and he is caught and dragged down by Phil Hetzel. And a penalty flag is down. It's a 27-yard return of the kickoff. The penalty flag is down, and almost always you get a clip in these kind of circumstances. And that's what you get this time, and it's against Notre Dame.
They've really got to have some character here. Trailing by 10 points, still 13 minutes and 46 seconds left on the clock. Plenty of time for them to get 2 touchdowns if their defense can begin to stop Pittsburgh and force them 1, 2, 3 kicks.
But the same thing is haunting them today that's haunted them all season. The other side is possessing the ball on them. Here's Bill Fleming.
It's a tough day for some of the top-ranked teams. Florida has jumped off to a 3-0 lead over Alabama on a 34-yard field goal by Burge Yepremian. The Oklahoma Sooners hurting a little bit today with Thomas Lott on the bench, and J.C. Watts is in their quarterback. He has just thrown to Freddie Nixon. Oklahoma 10, Kansas nothing.
Thank you, Bill. First down for Notre Dame. The ball is at the 14-yard line. Montana gives it to Jerome Evans. He gets to the 16, penalty flag. Could have a face mask. Rusty Lish has been on the sidelines for most of the ball game warming up. He's yet to get a call. Actually, Joe Montana has played very well. It is a face mask call against Pittsburgh. Just that Joe has spent the good part of the day on the bench, waiting to get his hands on the ball. He did throw a bad pass last time on 3rd down for Notre Dame, and they had to punt it away and set Pittsburgh on fire. 13:40 to play in the game. The Panthers lead by 10, 17-7. 15-yard penalty takes the ball out just short of the 30-yard line.
I have a feeling still, Keith, that Notre Dame can score and get back in this ball game without too much difficulty. They've got the weapons.
Stone is out and Holohan is in at the flanker spot. Not been able to get the ball to Stone today. Montana will put it up. Goes over the middle with it, hits Grendinger, and Dennis is up across the 45, near the 48. First down for the Irish. The tight ends have been the most obvious receivers all day long.
Because Pittsburgh, Keith, uses their linebackers in the running game. They don't expect to stop the curl pass to the linebackers, and therefore you can see how wide open. Look at it. The linebackers have been frozen by the fake.
Call it the 47. First down, Irish. Pressure in front of it. DeCiccio gets just enough of Montana to chase him out, but Joe's got a first down. That's a gain of 11 yards on the play. Meisner came in as Joe was trying to deliver it, and Greg went way up in the air, and there's just no way in the world Montana could see to throw the ball, so he had to pull it down and go with it.
They put two men holding up Grendinger, the tight end, Keith. That was his first choice because they rolled up on both sides where the wide men would be double covered, but he didn't get off the line, Grendinger, and he had to run with the ball.
41-yard line of Pittsburgh. First down, Irish. Panthers lead 17-7. 13 minutes to play in a ball game. Jerome Heaven runs inside in traffic. Muscles his way inside the 35. Notre Dame man down on the field. Timeout. Evans today, 80 yards on 19 carries. There you see the time, 12:53 to play in the ball game. So, we'll wait a moment, come right back.
Terrific time. Let's have a beer.
Yeah, let's have a new Schlitz Light.
There's a new taste in Schlitz Light. The taste of natural ingredients brewed into a Pilsner beer. New Schlitz Light. Still less filling with a taste that's bigger than light.
Think we won?
Well, it's not whether you win or lose.
It's the beer you choose.
Schlitz Light. Natural Pilsner beer.
Marty, shh, you'll scare the fish. But we're missing the big football game. Relax. My VHS home video recorder is taping it right now. Terrific. Watch. Terrific. But suppose it's over 3 hours. Relax. Panasonic VHS tapes up to 4 hours of sports, movies, specials on one cassette. Wow. This VHS is for me. We caught the whole game. Best catch of the day.
Yeah. All these companies give you VHS, and only VHS can give you 4 hours.
This fall, there's a new dimension to NCAA football. 38 NCAA colleges have formed the new Division I-AA. Climaxing the initial Division I-AA season will be the first National Collegiate Division I-AA football championship on December 16th.
Tim Huffman, the injured player for Notre Dame, and he was helped off the field, and I mean to tell you, he was helped off. But I think he's going to be all right. He just had, in the vernacular of the game, his bell rung. Brother Dave helped him off. Here comes Notre Dame on second down and 3. And they come firing out of that huddle. Crowd rising to the occasion. Ball is handed off to Heaven. And DeCiccio, number 35, right there with JoJo Heath for Pittsburgh. But he is at the 30-yard line, just inside of it. And it's a first down for the Fighting Irish. He needs 14 yards to become the all-time career rushing record holder at Notre Dame, passing George Gibbs.
The student body is picking Notre Dame momentum up. You can hear them.
12:35 to play in the game. Pittsburgh 17, Notre Dame 7. Montana gives the ball to Jerome Heaven. Evans is closing in on Gibbs' record as he goes flashing for 9 more.
Well, there's the 12th man, whatever you want to call it. The spirits pick up when the teams get right in front of them. Can't help it. Do it.
Second down, 1 for the first down from the Pittsburgh 21. You can feel it. You can just feel it. Now it's up to the Pittsburgh defense. Inside, Evans. Penalty flag. That, many times, is a concrete block. Let's see which way it goes. Linesman through it.
Notre Dame, the Pittsburgh players are clapping a little bit to see whether they want to take the penalty or not.
Offside.
I believe that was caused, Keith, by the defense of Pittsburgh shifting and calling. You know, they're saying, move over, move over. They were lined up out of position. They were trying to get back where they were supposed to be, and the ball was snapped while they were moving, and Notre Dame evidently anticipated a little bit early. Oh, 2nd and 1, 2nd and 6. What a difference.
Crimson Tides finally moved out on top of Florida, 7-3. Pete Fallis in at the running back position, replacing Ferguson. That puts Evans at tailback, out of the eye. 2nd down, 6. Evans got it. Oh, and getting a hold of him is Hugh Green, one of the big defensive plays of the day right there. If he'd been able to wiggle past Green, he had about 7 or 8, maybe more than that in front of him.
And they might not have gotten him down. He was the last gasp to get him down.
So it is 3rd and 5 for Notre Dame at the Pittsburgh 25. 11:45 to play in the ball game. Pitt leading 17-7. Montana's going to put it up. He's going for Haynes. First down, Notre Dame at the Pittsburgh 9. Montana was right on the money as Haynes, with his quickness, drove Marsh deep and then curled back.
The opening, because Pittsburgh was rushing the end, single coverage, all alone. Of course, Marsh was cutting him deep. Watch him come back to the ball. That's the key. Right on target where he couldn't miss it. Beautiful throw by Montana. Couldn't have been better executed in a more critical time. There it is again.
1st and goal to go. Notre Dame at the Pitt 9. Evans with the 8. DeCiccio, the tackle for Pittsburgh.
Evans, the ball carrier.
Now, does that put him past George Gibbs' record? He has 99 in the ball game, and Jerome Evans is now the all-time rushing leader in Notre Dame football history. And that is no small thing. I should say not. 2nd down, goal to go from the 8 for the Irish. Montana throws to Haynes, touchdown. They will go for 2. That play just like you draw it in the book. Haynes rounded the corner. Montana rolling toward him, drilled him.
It was a double wing, Keith, and a 2-man pattern, 1 short and 1 deep, and the judgment is all upon the quarterback, and he saw the open spot behind the cornerback, and he hit Haynes for the touchdown, and it was beautiful execution on Montana's part. Quick judgment. You have to be able to make that decision very quickly on that type of play.
With 10:59 to play in the ball game, Notre Dame is going for 2. They want to try to make it 17-15, where a field goal might win it for them. Penalty flags all over the field. Montana trying to get to the corner, won't get there. And let's see what the play is. It might very well be illegal procedure, Notre Dame.
Keith, they only had 10 players. They didn't have but 1 tight end. Tried to go for 2 with 10 players. That's what happens when you
I saw Evans come off the field. Nobody replaced him.
Nope. They had 10 players.
But Pittsburgh is arguing. It looks like it might be a call against. Let's see. I'm going to guess. Let's wait and see.
I believe he's going to call it both sides. I don't believe he could not call it on Notre Dame because the tight end Grinniger moved.
It is illegal procedure against Notre Dame. Offsides against Pittsburgh. They'll do it again.
Boy, you don't see that very often, Keith, because The rule makers try to avoid the offsetting penalties on that type of play.
All right, Evans is in there this time. Stone is out. Jackie Sherrill is worried. You could just feel that Notre Dame team catch fire on that march there. They've got Evans up there in a flanker spot off a double wing. Holohan in motion. Montana's pass, no. Incomplete. Delaney, Jeff Delaney, took the play away from Pete Holohan, and so the score is 17-13 Panthers with 10:59 to play.
We're here to remove this dead tree with a Skill Saw brand chainsaw. It's solid state for easy starts, light and controllable, with patented anti-vibration handles and an exclusive inertia chain brake system that works when others won't. Plus, skill, quality, and dependability won't let you down. Skill Saw chainsaws. To do it with confidence, do it with skill. And the exclusive inertia chain brake system that works when others won't.
Let's see how Texaco is trying to increase production in this tired old oil field, from a few hundred to 14,000 barrels a day. This model will give you an idea of roughly what happens 4,500 feet below the Earth's surface. Water under great pressure surges through the field. It loosens oil that coats the rocks, untraps small deposits, then forces it up and out. So far, it's cost about $18 million, but we've got to find more energy for you right here in America.
Chuck Mayo will kick off for Notre Dame as you look down onto the old stadium. 59,075 people plus in here watching this 45th game between the Irish and the Panthers. Gordon Jones is deep for Pittsburgh. 17-13, Pittsburgh lead. 10:59 to play in the game. Been a good football game. Notre Dame going for two. Missed the kickoff. Jones will bring it out. Comes out to the 22-yard line. Now let's go back to the touchdown where Montana hits Haynes for 6.
If you'll watch, Evans is in the flat number 30 and Haynes is deep. The safety man 26 did not get over in behind the left cornerback. Watch Haynes go right out the outside into the back corner of the end zone, right in behind number 39. Hebner's in front. Both of them covering Hebner. No one covered Haynes. Touchdown.
Now it's up to Pittsburgh. Offense to try to control the ball and use up that clock. They have been able to do it. It's up to the Irish defense to get it back for their offense. Ricano just buried by Hankard. Number 47. Rick trying to look like to bootleg it out of there, and Hankard would have none of it.
Keith, I believe it was a busted play. It might have been a bootleg. He could have not liked the play he had called and wanted to try to get out of it. That's a bad way to start.
Whatever, he was out there by himself.
Yes, bad way to start, first down.
He lost the better part of 2 yards, second down, 12. Rooster Jones. Jones is out to the 29, where Joe Restic makes the tackle. And here's Bill Fleming.
All right, the Wolverines took the second half kickoff and moved 70 yards down the field in 17 plays, and Rick Leach scored on a 3-yard run. So it is now 17-7. An ominous note, however, is that Ed Smith completed 11 out of 20 passes against Michigan in the first half. Rick Leach completed only 1 out of 6 and was intercepted 3 times.
Third down for Pittsburgh, 3. Ricano is short of the first down. Golick pinned him. Case hit him first, and then Golick sat on him to keep him from wiggling ahead. He's going to be just short of the first down, I believe.
Really a great effort on Ricano's part to even get beyond the line of scrimmage. It was that same play that they scored their touchdown on, reverse option, pulling the off-guard Fedler, and he again made a good block.
Time, very important. 9 minutes, 32 seconds to play in the ball game. Here's the chain. Oh, he got it. By just that much.
You think coaches don't look at the way they spot that ball? It's a big factor in most ball games is where that head linesman marks his foot. I didn't think he made it either, Keith.
He's strong. Big sophomore, 9.5 minutes to play. Pittsburgh will keep it for one more series at least, unless they make a mistake. They've turned it over 3 times. That's Freddie Jacobs, and there's 2 people out there. 2 linebackers, neither one of them got him, but Whittington, 54, hit him first, chased him farther out. Golick was pursuing, he hit him, chased him farther out, and by then he'd run out of field.
It was a great run for a 1-yard gain or 1-yard loss, whatever, because it could have been a 5-yard loss.
Clock stops at 9:15 to play in a ball game. Both teams are harboring their timeouts. Still comes wide to the right. I still expect him to be a factor because they've thrown to him 1 time today, and he caught it. Ricano gives it inside. And Freddie Jacobs takes some punishment from Calhoun and Weston and Heimkreider.
One, two, ready, go.
10-7, Hokies lead Kansas. Oklahoma playing without Thomas Lott, who suffered a severe ankle sprain in the Texas game last week. Kenny King has a hip pointer. Steve Rhodes a dislocated shoulder. Hokies got beat up pretty well in that Cotton Bowl game against Texas, despite the fact they won big. 3rd down. Still a little more than 10 yards to go, and Trucano's going to put it up. Ball is deflected over the middle. The pass incomplete. It brings up 4th down. He was looking for Gordon Jones, and he might have been able to get him if he'd been able to throw it.
The best defense in the world is to rush the passer and deflect the pass and knock it down. That's exactly what Notre Dame has done twice in this half.
Now let's see if the Irish still have that fire as they come back now to return the punt from Gasparity. Kick is away. Not a particularly good kick. The ball is caught and down at the 41-yard line of Notre Dame. That was only a 27-yard kick. 27. Dave Waymer made the catch. ABC's Wide World of Sports at 5 Eastern and Pacific, 4 Central Time features United States and Cuba today in amateur boxing. 41-yard line, Notre Dame. They trail by 4, 17-13 with 8:26 to play. And now the burden shifts to the Pittsburgh defense. Montana to throw. Goes for Haynes. Got it. At the 29-yard line of Pittsburgh, a 30-yard bullet.
You've got to see it. It was as pretty a route as you will ever see. Haynes comes in towards the goalpost, gets behind their halfback, Marsh, and then right over the head is the ball and in front of the safety. Watch this pattern. He's going to come inside, then break back out. The ball's right on the mark. Boy.
Haynes has caught 3 for 62. Give it to Evans, nothing. I mean, nothing for Jerome that time as Bill Neal just planted himself and stacked it up. Loss of 2, as a matter of fact. 2nd down and 12. Coming up with 8:05 to play in the game. Stone left. Haynes right. Pass over the middle. Pass back to the freshman tight end. First down at the Pittsburgh 8-yard line.
Keith, only a coach can appreciate what kind of play that was, because the tight end Mastic is blocked by Golick, and he is held momentarily, and then he has to come clean and catch the ball. Number 55 chased him right there, and he goes to the goal line. What a play.
First and goal to go from the 8. Vegas Ferguson. Just short. Just short of the corner. JoJo Heath shoved him out.
Like Jerome Evans you want to see something beautiful, number 30, it's a great run by Ferguson, but watch number 30, Evans, throw his block and his body right here. Watch him in just a minute. Here he comes. Wow, there he goes down and lets him go on to the 1-foot line.
Touchdown. Nobody really knows what it is, but you can sense it when it happens. When a team gets together, when the momentum, when whatever it is, that one intangible that suddenly brings everybody into a cohesive effort. And you could feel it back early in the fourth quarter when Notre Dame started that march. And as the movement went along, it grew more and more pronounced. And all of a sudden, for the first time, here they are, knocking on the door to take a 3-point lead. They jumped out on top. Pittsburgh came back, dominated the football game. There's some penalty flags on the field. With 7:08 to play. Now it is squarely up to the Pittsburgh offense to see whether or not they can come back and remain an undefeated football team in 1978. They're discussing the penalty flag. The kick was good. Procedure call against Notre Dame. They can do it again.
Keith, I wondered if the officials were going to call a penalty against the Notre Dame student body as they charged out on the field on that touchdown. But I don't believe that I would if I was in his shoes, even though it can be called. If you can call the student body charging out on the field or the other football players from the bench, disrupting the play or delaying the play.
Well, it's been called already this year.
Yes.
Montana 5 out of 5 in this fourth quarter for 94 yards. Eunice for the extra point. Bad snap. And so Notre Dame cannot get the extra point with 7:08 to play. It's 19-17, and a field goal could give Pittsburgh the lead.
The Goodyear Tiempo is the all-season radio proved last year. Goodyear's Tiempo was the steel-belted snow tire that got Paul Benbenick through last winter.
I drove in a lot of storms last year with my Tiempos and didn't have any problems.
Tiempo was a rain tire for Marilyn Tooley.
I did a lot of city driving in the rain, and there wasn't any skidding with my Tiempos.
Tiempo is the snow tire, rain tire, sun tire, the one tire that does it all. Goodyear's Tiempo, one tire you can drive with confidence all year.
From the wheat fields out in Kansas to the city by the bay, along the Mississippi, all across the USA. You're looking at the one car more people buy today. This is it, America, the new Chevrolet.
The new Chevrolet, a new generation car bought and embraced by more than 1 million people in its first 2 years. Caprice and Impala for 1979.
This is it, America, the new Chevrolet.
Amateur boxing's best. The Cubans with heavyweight Teofilo Stevenson challenge the United States. Coming up on ABC's Wide World of Sports.
A 19-17 ball game with 7:08 to play. Notre Dame, Mayo will kick off to the Pitt Panthers. They've got Gordon Jones deep to return the kickoff. High hanger. Jones 2 yards deep in the end zone. Close the hole very well and bring him down at the 15-yard line. And Pittsburgh gets the ball back deep in their own territory. Hartwig the tackle for the Irish.
85 yards of green with the other team having the momentum.
It is a scarred green, however, because they have sawed back and forth, haven't they?
Yes. The defense has not been able to stop Pittsburgh since the first quarter.
Watching this game, let's go!
Tocano gives it to Freddie Jacobs. And Freddie is across the 20 to the 22 for 7 big yards.
The ball carrier,
Tackle by Browner and Heimkreider.
Well, they got good blocking behind May and Carroll. They're two superior offensive linemen. They got some movement.
Joe Montana. Boy, sensational in the fourth quarter. 2nd and 3. Rooster Jones. And a Roosters out across the 30 for a first down for the Panthers. And Fricano almost delayed too long. He delivered the ball kind of hard. And Rooster grabbed it with 6:25 to go in the ball game. The Panthers trailing Notre Dame by 2. Jones has carried 15 times today for 82 yards.
You better hurry.
There's your mistake. Notre Dame's got the ball. Jay Case. It was the same play they were on a moment ago, and Fricano delivered the ball again very hard to Jones, and this time it bounced away from him.
Jones was so close to him as he was, as you mentioned on the previous play. He was only about a yard behind Fricano, and the pick, he made a great catch to catch the one before, as you mentioned. This time he was only a yard, and it was too hard.
That is the 4th Pittsburgh turnover. 4. And 3 of them have really hurt him. First down, Notre Dame at the Pitt 29-yard line with 5:58 to play. Heavens, the ball carrier. Down to about the 26, maybe the 27, depending on where they mark it. Michigan State has come back to get another touchdown against the Wolverines of Michigan, and they lead now 24-7. The undefeated Wolverines are in trouble up at East Lansing in the 3rd quarter. Woo. Second down, 8 from the 27. Evans running hard inside the 25 to the 23. It'll be 3rd down for Notre Dame and 4.
3rd and 4. 2 runs or 1 pass, and then maybe 2 passes. With a lead 19-17, most coaches would keep it on the ground, but with Montana, you never know because he's having a hot hand, and when he does get it going, watch out.
To the 20-yard line. He's a yard short of the first down. Time. Pittsburgh. 4:31 to play in the ball game. Notre Dame on top by 2 over the Pitt Panthers. Time is now on the side of Notre Dame. You look down on old Notre Dame Stadium, which has been the site of so many great football games, and this one's going to be right in among them.
Notre Dame's comeback has just been outstanding, and they've got 4th and 2, 2-point lead. Or they would like to make this first down and keep the ball until they can score and ice the game away.
2 yards they need on 4th down. Here's Bill Fleming.
Keith, you mentioned the Michigan State scoring again. Ed Smith has scored his 2nd touchdown pass of the day on an 11-yarder to Mark Bramer. Again, a long drive, 70 yards at 8 plays, so Michigan State seems to be dominating the 4th-ranked Wolverines in that one, 24-7. And as I mentioned a little bit earlier, Michigan State has not defeated Michigan since 1969. And what a ball game we've got going here. Notre Dame 19, Pitt 17, 4:31 to go in the ball game.
And I guess they're playing it at Ann Arbor, aren't they, Bill?
That's correct. And before 100,000 people. And that marks the 20th consecutive sellout crowd at Ann Arbor.
So if Pittsburgh falls today, the number of undefeated teams grows ever smaller. Fricano and Montana. It is 4th down. And Montana throws short. First down. The pass is complete to Grindinger. He's inside the 10 to the Pitt 8-yard line. On 4th and 2, Montana went to the air, and his tight end was wide open.
Keith, it's a good call because it got protection of both backs. They knew that Pittsburgh's going to rush in the linebacker, and the tight end just sneaks across. Look how wide open he is. No linebacker help. First down.
4:15 to play in the ball game.
Working across, wide open, slowing down, not making a tough throw for him.
Montana gives to Evans, and Evans is inside the 5. Close to the 3. The ball squirts loose, but he's down. It'll be 2nd down and goal to go. 19-17 Notre Dame. Pittsburgh had the ball. Plenty of time to move it downfield. They fumble it away on a pitch between Fricano and Rooster Jones. The Irish J. Case recovered it. Now Notre Dame threatening to put it away. Ferguson hit behind the line of scrimmage. Willie Marsh coming out of the secondary, penetrating, gambling to make the stop.
Figuring they wasn't going to throw. They had 10 men on the line of scrimmage and all 10 of them coming, and you can't account for the cornerback on an outside play if he comes up outside the defensive end, comes on the snap of the ball, which he did then.
3rd down, goal to go from the 8-yard line. Remember, Joe Eunice, the Notre Dame place kicker, is 1 out of 6 this year, but if he does have to come in and try the field goal, it'll just be a chip shot. Third down and goal to go from just inside the 8 for the Irish. Holohan's in motion. And it's Evans. He goes back down to about the 3-yard line. Now it is 4th down. Chuck Mayo started out on the field. Ferguson is now getting the information from the offensive coach and the head coach, and Ferguson comes on at the 3-yard line. It is 4th and goal to go, and Evans is out of there. It's Palace and Ferguson. They're going for the touchdown. 2:10 to play in a ball game. Montana to throw it. He throws short. It is caught. It is touchdown, Ferguson.
Keith, no one but a senior quarterback will make this play. It was the crossing in patterns. Both ends were held up. Neither were open. You can see Montana looking left. Then he uses his quickness and gets outside. And Ferguson just drifts through the line. He's wide open, and he catches the ball. Or did he? Yes, he did. Close.
2:04 to play in the game. The point try. Now, Eunice is good. And now, all of a sudden, mistakes pile up. And Notre Dame leads Pittsburgh 26-17.
The shimmering you see on this winter day is caused by heat, a very little heat. But Westinghouse has developed a way to take heat out of the air and bring it into the home. To heat homes, the Westinghouse heat pump can extract heat from winter air. It can reverse itself to air condition. Industrial heat is recovered by a larger heat pump. There is unused energy all around us, made usable now by Westinghouse, a powerful part of your life.
How about a winner for me?
New Schlitz Light. There's a new taste in Schlitz Light. The taste of natural ingredients brewed into a Pilsner beer. New Schlitz Light. Still less filling with a taste that's bigger than light. Gentlemen, here's to fast horses.
Schlitz Light and those who love them.
Schlitz Light. Natural Pilsner beer.
2 minutes and 4 seconds to play in the ball game. Notre Dame leads by 9. You would think, I guess, that it's over. But I wouldn't say so until it is over. Not with a fellow like Jones back to return this kickoff. The kick is very high. Jones at the goal line. And they wrestle Gordon down short of the 20-yard line. He's out of bounds at the 18-17. Chuck Mayle, the kicker. That time the Notre Dame kick was in the air a long time, and Joe Montana has been chosen as our Chevrolet Offensive Player of the Game. And Bob Golick, the Chevrolet Defensive Player of the Game. Montana, 15 out of 25, 218 yards, 7 out of 7, 109 yards, and 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. And Golick, 22 tackles today, 8 solos, 14 assists so far. He's out there. He'll probably have more before the day is done. As Frocano rolls out to throw, penalty flag is down. Pass intended for Rooster Jones, incomplete. So Notre Dame will receive from Chevrolet a total of $2,000 for their general scholarship fund for the play of these 2 young men today in this football game. Illegal procedure call against the Pitt Panthers. Somebody was moving too soon. Frocano has not completed a forward pass in the second half.
That's incredible. Of course, they had so much luck running the option play. They stayed on the ground. They were ahead. They didn't want to take many chances, and they didn't, but now it looks like they might.
1 minute and 52 seconds to play in the ball game. 2nd down and 10 for Pitt from the 19.
That's it, Pete.
Over the middle it goes. The pass is caught by Gordon Jones, and he isn't through. He's all the way up to the 46-yard line for a Pitt first down with 1:43 to play in the ball game. 27 yards on the play.
Here it is, a replay. Deep over the middle, faking deep. Linebackers trying to block him, knock him on the ground. He just steps over him. The other linebacker, Golick, is right with him, but the pass is led away from him in a completion.
Intended for Jones, thrown behind him. Incomplete. Clock stops. 1:35 to play in the ball game. Jones has caught 4 today for 58, so they have controlled him reasonably well. Prudential College scoreboard coming up right after the ball game to run down the scores. They'll have details on that blockbuster up at Ann Arbor as Michigan State losing last week by 4 to Notre Dame, and there's Dave DeCiccio on the sidelines. And when you have played your heart out and lost a close ball game like this one, the fatigue is really heavy. On 2nd and 10, Frocano to pass. Won't have a chance. Hankard gets him. That is the 3rd sack. Water tastes good for Joe Montana. Research. The ball game by Jerry Klein. Stats by Mike Swanson. Keith Jackson. Frank Broyles along with Bill Fleming from Notre Dame Stadium. And we have 1 minute and 21 seconds to play in the ball game. Today's game between Notre Dame and Pittsburgh brought to you by Texaco, who also brings you quality automotive products you can trust. And by Westinghouse and the 140,000 Westinghouse employees worldwide. Time is out on the field for the moment with 1 minute and 21 seconds to play in the game, and here's Bill.
Well, you mentioned the barn burner in Ann Arbor. It certainly is turning into that, Keith. Michigan has just scored on a 40-yard pass from Leach to Doug Marsh, their tight end, who had such an effect on the Notre Dame game, as you recall. So, in that game, with 14 minutes and 37 seconds to go in the final quarter, Michigan State is still holding a 9-point lead.
Well, that's wow.
That's some game.
The executive producer of NCAA football, Roone Arledge. Coverage of today's game produced by Chuck Howard. Directed by Andy Sedaris. Our technical director, John Allen. Our associate director, Kurt Gowdy Jr. Our technical manager is Bob Armbruster. And our unit manager, Peter DiPaolo. It is 3rd down. And just about 20 yards to go for Pittsburgh from their 36-yard line. Frocano looking to find somebody. Throws it as far as he can. Ralph Still is downfield. It is intercepted by Dave Waymer with 1 minute and 9 seconds to play in the game. That is the 5th turnover for Pittsburgh. And it's in the turnover department where the real difference in this ball game lies, because the Panthers had their opportunities, but in the 4th quarter, with Notre Dame literally on fire, the Panthers made a couple of turnovers, and bang, they're going to lose this football game, first of the year.
When you've got the lead and you've got a little momentum, turnovers will take you out of it and cost you most every time, like they did in this one.
It's a matter now of running out the clock. And the clock is going, coming up on a minute. And so Notre Dame will have won the 31st victory in this long series. It goes way back toward the turn of the century. Pittsburgh 13 has been one tie. And the Panthers, who came in undefeated, will have suffered their first loss of the 1978 season. Now 40 seconds. Notre Dame just wants to run out the clock. And the Fighting Irish will improve their mark to 3-2 on the season. And now Pittsburgh will spend another timeout. So that is their last timeout of the ball game, with 34 seconds remaining to play, and the Irish leading by a score of 26-17.
Secret of my success? Lots of my parts are better than your car's original parts. Know where I get them?
A beauty, isn't it? Were the parts hard to find? Let's say I had a good source.
Where do I get my parts? Who's got over 50 years in the business? Besides me.
Who should you see for your auto parts needs? Napa. We help keep America moving.
The problem? After New York State okayed checking for savings banks, the Buffalo Savings Bank could have been flooded with new customers. Let's get this show on a roll. But the bank and the Bell system came up with this solution. Turn retail stores into banking service centers. Here, a Bell system terminal links up with the bank's computers to process transactions instantly.
24, 25, and a ham and cheese on rye.
Another case that shows the system is the solution.
Been a hard day for that young man. Did a good job, Rick Tricano, quarterback of Pittsburgh. The Pitt defense out on the field right now, trying to grab a hold of the ball to do something with it. The clock is rolling now with 25 seconds to play. And the Pitt with no more timeouts remaining. It's a matter of letting the clock run. And the ball game is just about in the history books.
Pittsburgh gave a great effort. Tricano came into his own, I think, Keith. He made some great plays. That fumble really hurt him, I'm sure, but he's going to be a good one.
The ball game is over. Notre Dame has defeated Pittsburgh by a score of 26-17. And the jubilant student body comes pouring out on the field. The Irish now 3-2. The blimp provided by the Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company. Travel arrangements made through and promotional fee paid by United Airlines. United built the largest airline in the free world around you. This has been a presentation of ABC Sports, recognized around the world as the leader in sports television.